Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Breezy Bree, I see you at the top, man. Good morning. How you doing? What is up? Jada J, good morning. Hey Ania, good morning. Chaos Smoothies, what's up? Good morning. Miss Simone,
Hey guys.
what's up? Good morning.
Good morning. Happy
Yo,
Thursday.
happy Thursday. Yo.
I'm about to, I'm about to stop. It never gets easier. Every time you put them, it never gets easier.
Hey, yo, the countdown is real. You looking all promise?
Huh?
You looking all promise?
No, you didn't do me like
Where you going at, Miss Simone?
I'm coming to success sessions when I say
Success. Hey,
success all the
Miss
time. I
Miss
got
Simone, you looking extra cute, yo. I love it,
my
yo.
I am crying. I know I look prom. I'm gonna take it. Thank you, Miss Joni. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. This the season. All that stuff got canceled and everything, so somebody had to represent.
But I feel like I gotta do it right. I need like a lash, a side ponytail, and just a nice fitted. This is just the pregame. If y'all,
See, yeah, see, they even comment and something like Miss Simone, you so pretty. Kev, like you so beautiful. Told you, I ain't the only one.
oh, I love you guys. Thank you. Gotta look good for y'all. Thank goodness for success sessions, or I would have been
Yo.
looking crusty every day of quarantine. It would have been bad. It would have.
It would have been bad, Miss Simone.
I'm so glad nobody saw me like that. Okay, because when I'm in the house, I'm in the house.
Ah, it's
Oops.
all right. Well, you pulled it out today, Miss Simone. You getting all the heart faces and all that, yo. The little, all the love, yo.
Love y'all.
Yes, man.
Hey, Miss Joni.
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm blessed. I can't complain. The countdown is real.
I know.
We
You know you have the heartbeats riled up. They are not playing with you. We need answers.
they be all right.
No success sections, no peace. Okay. We are not playing with you, Miss Joni.
Yo, they be all right, yo. They be all right. They gonna forget all about it.
Right, they gonna be sleep. I know y'all gonna be sleeping so well when you don't have to get up at 9:55.
Right? Yo. And you probably pull everybody card. Everybody probably do be rolling right out the bed, 9:55, yo.
I already know. I
That's
already
a
know.
mess. That's a
Trying to
mess.
get
How
the
you do it, I don't know. That's a mess.
trying to get the top spot.
Yo, yes, and you already know who at the top, yo.
Bree, hold it down, honey.
Holding it
Hold it
down.
down. Hold it down. It's
Ownership, yo.
it's really beautiful.
Ownership.
We
Ownership. I love it. I love it. Where we at? We got Jamira in here. Good
Hey,
morning,
girl.
Jamira. Micaiah, what's up? Yo, Micaiah been a little consistent.
No, I love seeing you in the morning, Micaiah.
Yeah, good morning, Micaiah. Hey, Summer, good morning. They crave K. Kaya, what's up? Good morning. How you doing?
Yes.
Hey, Elder, good morning.
Elder.
Wavy Way, what's up? Good morning, Wavy Way. And yo, shout out to all the business owners that presented yesterday for Mr. Jeff.
How was it?
Miss Simone, you would have been so proud. It was amazing. It was amazing. Like everybody had 3 minutes to do their presentation. They talked about what their business was, and everybody talked about how much they needed for what they needed and like the purpose of their business. And yo, it wasn't even 10 minutes before we got up the call, and Jeff was sending me an email like, that was so awesome. That was great. Me and my wife talking about it tonight, and we're going to let you know soon which businesses we're actually going to make an investment in. And not only is he making a monetary investment in some of these businesses, he's also going to share it with his network so they can get some of the support. Because some people was talking about like they want a mentor in their industry. They
Good.
need space to operate from. And just like different things like that. And he's like, oh, we can do that.
I'm so proud of y'all.
Yo,
Oh
showed
my God.
up and showed out, yo.
Yes. This is so good. I am so
Yes, yo.
excited to see what is to come from this.
Yo, yes, yo. It
Mhm.
was so amazing. And Cam, not only did she present her business, a business owner who had to work, she presented her business for her too.
Wow. Kim.
Yep.
Kim.
Yes.
Kim.
Yes.
I love you.
Yo, I know. That's what I'm saying.
You are the epitome of Black excellence and Black girl magic. And we
Come
love
on now.
it. Keep it up, baby girl.
Come
Oh my
on now.
God.
It was amazing. But I'm not even gonna say where was now Faith.
Okay.
Where was Candy Kebabs?
I thought maybe that was who okay, never mind.
We definitely had some people that was MIA who missed out on some easy exposure, easy investment. But you know what? I'm happy for the people that did show up.
Absolutely. We are gonna celebrate y'all and the fruits of your labor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. We got somebody knocking on the door. Let's do our good mornings real quick because this is
Yes,
like,
yes,
oh no, we gotta go.
so,
Yo, Angel, good morning, Angel. Illmatic, what's up, Illmatic? Good morning. Lene, good morning. Y'all see my mother in here. Hey, Ma, good morning, Ma.
yes.
King Core, good morning. How you doing? What's up? OGQ, good morning. Who
Yeah.
else we got? Hardcore. What's up, Hardcore? Good morning, Hardcore. Yo, Taylor, y'all.
Hey,
I feel like I ain't seen Taylor in a little minute.
I thought Taylor's been consistent this week on the
She
morning.
has?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm
maybe I.
like, I love to see it.
Yeah, okay. Hey, Taylor. Hey, Bree. Candy Kebabs. Where was you? But good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Miss Mo. Yo, Miss Mo on here with us, y'all. Miss Mo one of our faves, y'all. I gotta show Miss Mo love. What is up? Man, all right, y'all. Oh, all right. What's up, all right?
Hey,
Good morning, all right.
Yes. Get my girl in here. Oh, guys, I'm so excited.
Yo! Hey, yo! Dr. Mo!
Hey, Momo. Oh,
Hi.
Dr. Mo, what's up?
Hi, guys.
Yo, Dr. Mo, I would have been opened the door. I don't know you by no Monique. Like, who is Monique? Like, yo, who is Monique? That's not, you know, we got a little routine going on over here. So I'm like, you know, Monique, I chill for 1 second. Yo, for those who don't know, y'all know how I always say that y'all have not met all of our heartbeat mentors. This is one of them that we talk about all the time, yo. The truth, yo. Dr. Mo, yo. This is such a wonderful surprise. Miss Simone, you always doing something great, yo.
No, we got to. And shout out to Dr. Mo, because when we were talking about this yesterday, I was like, you're right. They need to see the goats of like the hearts.
They do.
When I said I called her, and she's absolutely, Dr. Mo would drop everything for heartbeats. And it shows time and time again. So
Yo, remember Dr. Mo was about the wild out those people from city schools? Yo, Dr. Mo had on the little beanie cap. She had on a little beanie cap. She had on a little hoodie. Dr. Mo kept telling me, like, Johnny, what you gonna do? What you wanna do? I was like, yo, I'm chilling. She was like, no, what you want? No, see, because this ain't right. Yo, she was going off. I was like, yo.
that is Dr. Mo. Don't let
Dr. Missy Mo, y'all.
I
Y'all
held
new
back.
heartbeats better get on it. Y'all new heartbeats better get on it. And her eyes look like that because she's tired. She be working, y'all. She be working. She don't do that stuff y'all do. She working. Dr. Mo, I gotta let them know these new heartbeats be playing, yo. They might be thinking you
Glad
cool.
to see that nobody's changed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They might think you cool. I gotta let them know, not that kind of cool.
Okay, working hard.
Working hard. They don't work eyes.
Miss Jody, you sound like some of the kids. They're like, your name's Monique? Like they're
That's what I'm saying. Like, who is Monique? That's yo. I was asking Miss Simone. I was like, yeah, we got a visitor at the door. Somebody on the door. I had no idea, yo.
I was like, I wonder if it says Dr. Mo or Monique, because I was like, I feel like Miss Johnny would get excited. I'm
Exactly. I know, and I wasn't. Cause we don't know no daggone Monique.
That is a trip. That's exactly why I was like, well, first of all, it's just funny because even I introduce, like, we'll be going out and I'll be like, yeah, this is my friend, Dr. Mo. And people are like, and then she'll be like, yes, I'm Monique Gendo. I'm like, oh, yeah, sorry, her name is Monique. You don't have to call her that.
No, right?
Rolls off the tongue. Like,
exactly. Yo, and Jada said, remember that time you was about to beat those people up in the hospital? Yes, yo. Yo, Dr. Mo is the truth, yo. Yo, yes.
yeah, I got in a lot of trouble that day.
They filed complaints on you and everything.
Mm-hmm. I don't care.
okay. That's my girl. She doesn't play.
Oh.
Yo, I love it, yo. Yo, where is Mr. Lou?
He's upstairs. Should I get him?
Y'all might have to see Mr. Lou too, because he's one of our heartbeat mentors, and he takes great care of our music heartbeats. He be bringing in his guitar, his music equipment. He teach them like everything about everything. Like I'm telling y'all, we got some really good people, y'all, on the team, y'all.
Absolutely.
I'll bring him in at the end. I don't want him to,
Yeah, we need Dr. Mo time.
Yeah, we need Dr. Mo time. Now they got all pumped about Dr. Lou. I mean, Mr. Lou. I'm sorry, y'all. They like my fave. My bad, y'all. He coming at the end, y'all. I should have said nothing.
Oh my God, I wish I could do this every morning. This is so lovely.
It keeps us going. For sure.
I'm about to bring you guys on rounds.
Yeah.
Bring us on. Can you have us like this in the ICU?
Yeah.
For real.
No, do that one day. You know, next week is the last week, so we got to do some crazy stuff. I know.
See, thank you.
What do you mean?
I know.
We're taking
I know.
a break.
Well, we only committed to doing this until the last day of school anyway. The last day of school technically is Monday, but we want to go until Friday.
I know.
So then when does youth work start?
July 13th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what's gonna happen in those 4 weeks?
I don't know. They gonna have to figure it out. That's on them. That ain't none of my business, Dr. Mo.
You know that's gonna become all your business.
That ain't gonna... There they go with that little hashtag. No sessions, no peace. Yo,
Who came up with that?
I cannot. Yo, Lene, and this new little heartbeat, he ain't on here yet, though. Baby Dry. You won't need it.
No sessions, no peace.
No sessions, no peace.
They'll be out here protesting.
They crazy. Yo, but you gotta take us in the hospital. That would be so cool, yo.
Yeah.
I will.
See, she gonna do it. She gangster, y'all.
Dr. Mo's a real one.
Right?
How have you been, Dr. Mo? Tell us, how have you been?
Yeah, Hardcore says she miss you so much. I don't know if you got the comments up, but you're getting mad love right now.
Tell her I miss her too. I don't have for some reason I couldn't get this working on my computer. So you guys are on my phone. So I can't pull up the comments, but so tell me what they say. I'm good. I'm tired, I'm trying to keep my spirits up with all that's going on in the world.
Yeah.
But
well, for you guys who Dr. Mo, do you want to introduce yourself, Dr. Mo? Tell us a little bit, about who you are, but maybe give us like the beginning too. Like take us before you were Dr. Mo and you were Monique. Tell us about Monique and then Dr. Mo.
Okay, that's like a big question, I guess. But well, for those of you who don't know me, I grew up in Ohio, in the Midwest. Interesting story. I grew up in like the suburbs, in like a predominantly white neighborhood. And then my mom was a teacher in the city schools, and she was like, "This isn't diverse enough. Like, this isn't where you should be learning." And so she moved me to a city school. And while we were trying to get me into the school, at that time they had like you could only have certain numbers of each race. Like they had quotas that they had to fill. And so because I'm Indian, so yeah, that's the back. My parents are Indian. They grew up in India. They had an arranged marriage, which means that they met each other once and then got married. And then they moved here in the 70s. And so since I'm Indian, they were like, well, you're not Black, so you're white. And so they had put me in the white category and said that they had too many white kids and they were trying to keep it balanced. It was either that, they either considered me white or Black. I can't remember which one it was. And so they weren't going to let me come to that school. And so we had to take them to court to let me go to the school. So that's how I ended up in city schools, which was really good for me. And then I went to college, and then I went to medical school, and I became Dr. Mo. And then I did more training in Cincinnati, and actually in between college and medical school, which if we could find a way for any of you guys to do this, I took a year off and I traveled, and I went to India for 6 months, and I went to South America for 6 months, and I did volunteer work in some poor villages there, which was really, really good for me. And then now I'm here.
Oh, Dr. Mo. I know. Mr. You want to say something?
This is too deep. I don't think I knew like all that.
Yeah.
Like, wow. We gotta talk offline because I need to know more. Like how was that whole experience and all that? And I don't think I ever even asked you like what you was. We just assumed you HeartSmiles. For real, like we just don't even really think about that type of stuff because we so connected because of the work. Can you talk about how we met too? Because that was crazy.
Yes. So it's ridiculous. But so Miss Joni, sorry, we're with the kids. Miss Joni spoke, she brought, it was Monet and Marcus Allen, I think, that you brought to one of our classes and you spoke to us. Well, they spoke to us. You introduced them and they spoke to us. And then, I thought that was really amazing. And then I had heard that you were going to be speaking again. Well, I was at this conference already. It was the Urban Health Institute conference, I think. And you came on and I was like, oh my God, like I have to, whatever she's doing, I have to be a part of. And so like, as Miss Joni was talking, I just like took out my phone and started emailing her like, I'm listening to you right now. I need to be a part of this. Like, what can I do? So yeah, that's how we met.
Yo, and it was great because from that first day, you just always been there. Like, even with some of the toughest of the toughest heartbeats that you've been working with, like you always been there. And I don't know if you guys know this too, but like we get a lot of requests all the time. And for people who request like food, like Dr. Mo is the one that helps like in the background. So even though y'all don't see her on these success sessions every day, she's still working every day to help young people. And that's connected to HeartSmiles. So thank you, Dr. Mo.
I love you guys.
We love you.
We love you more.
So much. And I was gonna say, I know for me, like a lot of people when they hear Hopkins and doctors, it can be like, okay, but all the time, sometimes I feel like we forget Dr. Mo is like an actual physician. Like if you go to the hospital, she is like in there with her coat on, because that's just so like down to earth and loving and caring she is, and like it's like in your face, but even behind closed doors, which I feel like is the most important, because a lot of people will talk a big game in front of people, and then when they're in their circles, because there's not a lot of people. I mean, there are people that want to do this work, they do, but do they know how to do it? Do they really want to do it, or are they doing it because it's like it's trendy? No, Dr. Mo calls the people out. When I, if you think of a boardroom of doctors, because she works with adolescents and kids, but also adults. When I say we've had conversations where I'm like, Mo, you said that to them? Covering my mouth. And she's like, yeah, because they need to know. I think all doctors need to take a note, because I think we had more doctors like Dr. Mo, people wouldn't be dying at higher rates from all this stuff. They wouldn't be afraid to talk. They wouldn't be dismissed. Like it's a real form of healthcare when I think of healthcare. So thank you, Dr. Mo.
Of course.
Heartbeats, do y'all have any questions for Dr. Mo? Because we're learning
so many loving comments. It's like one question around Rona, but you got so many comments, yo. Mira said Dr. Mo will go through 90s and R&Bs and old J. Cole albums with you. Taylor said, full rounded and warming hugs that gives you reassurance. Illmatic, you haven't met her yet, Dr. Mo. You got to meet her. She is amazing. She said at first she thought that you were just a doctor with a major, like your degree in a major. She's like, now it makes sense why you was going off in the hospital. And Jada says she missed Dr. Mo because you give out those doctor hugs. And Karen was like, yeah, you was working with the toughest of the toughest of the toughest.
About it, Kim.
Everybody who know, y'all know. Y'all know. Jamira had a question though. She said, Dr. Mo, can you tell us how real COVID is and the journey of it, please?
Yeah, thanks for that question. It's real, y'all, and it's still here. So I think that's probably the most important thing for you guys to know, is that it's still here. My journey with it has been, up and down. I think just like all of you, I was scared. Like they asked me to be in an intensive care unit. So that's, where the really sick patients are that need breathing machines. And so when I first volunteered to do that, I was still scared before my first day, because I was like, what do I wear? There's all these like things you have to do to stay safe. And, that was scary, because that's not, we get trained, but you don't train for something like this. And so, but now, it's been going on for so long that it's become really the norm for us in the hospital, which is not great, but we're used to it now. And so it's really sad. I think I can imagine it's really hard for all of you guys being at home. You missed out on school. You missed out on like really important life events like graduation. And I know, your HeartSmiles team is doing everything they can to make those moments just as special as they would have been. And so I hate that you guys are going through that. I think the other thing to keep in mind, though, is that people are dying. And, it's when you talk to, I have conversations with people's family members every day, and I have to tell them that their loved ones probably aren't going to make it. And, that just makes it very real. And that and there's nothing you can do to take that pain away from them.
Thank you, Dr. Mo. OGQ got a question. She said, did you ever feel like you were overwhelmed in your field? And can you talk about how many years you were in college to become a doctor?
Yeah, I felt overwhelmed all the time. I mean, I still do sometimes. It's easier now because I'm more used to it and I have more confidence. But Yeah, so I did college I actually finished college in 3 years so that I could take that year off to travel because my parents were real cray and they were like, you're not going anywhere. So I was like, well, then I'll just finish early. So, so, so technically college would have been 4 years, and then my medical school is 4 years. So that's 8 years. And then after you finish medical school, you apply for a specialty. And so I did adult medicine and pediatrics. So kids, and that's like 2 residencies in one. And so that was 4 years. So that's 12 years. And then I've been out now this is my 3rd year being done.
Dr. Mo. Okay, Jada asks, being a doctor, does seeing or hearing about patients die affect your mental health?
Yeah. I think there are some doctors that have become numb to it. You guys know me, I'm not that way. I'm like an emotional basket case. So, I cry with my patients. I cry with family members. I cry when I get home. But I think that's, if you guys ever think about being in healthcare or taking care of, or doing anything that deals with taking care of people, I think, even if you are that way, don't let that make you shy away from it. Cause I actually think that's what makes people good at their job, that they're able to feel what other people are feeling. But yes, Jada, it's a daily struggle.
Yeah, and I'm really glad you asked that, Jada, because I feel like a lot of times we don't think about that for our doctors. Like, we know they're humans, but when they have the white coat on, it's just like, you're the doctor, you take care of me. But now that, I'm so close to a doctor, I'm like, hey, how are you doing? How is like, who is taking care of y'all? And still, this is the woman that is just so selfless. She'll be like, I'm okay, but I really got to make sure my patient is good, like, I'm like, yeah, well, but still you too. But she's always thinking of others. So I'm glad you asked that, Jada, because I've been becoming more passionate about that too. Like, how do we help our doctors be well so that they can take care of us well? So that's a good question. Taylor asks, what are the best tips you can give to take away some of the depression and anxiety around coronavirus and just being scared?
I think the best advice I would give you guys is that, first of all, it's okay that you're scared. I think a lot of people are. And so I think sometimes we make things worse by like feeling bad about what we feel bad about. So it's okay that you're scared. I think that's a normal reaction. So I would just be okay with that a little bit. But then I'd also tell you that there are people who are really like behind the scenes, like the media is so confusing. And so, but I can tell you from being a doctor and, having conversations with, scientists and doctors every day about this, that people are really thinking about this and thinking about how to keep you guys safe. And so wear your mask, keep being 6 feet apart from people. It hasn't gone away. I think the best thing you can probably do for your mental and your heart is to know that you're doing everything you can to keep yourself safe. You can't control other people, but you control your own actions. And so at least you'll have that feeling like I'm doing everything I can.
I like that, Dr. Mo. Thank you. Because I'm not gonna so stuff is opening back up and I'm like, there's no vaccine. I don't really know. Like, this is not, so I'm really grateful for you to give us the real perspective, seeing patients and letting us know, like, don't forget that it's like still here, but also like it's okay to be scared, but just do what you can to protect yourself. So that's comforting to know. Miss, are there any more questions? Because I have
it's so many more questions, y'all. I'm gonna hit you up. These two might be okay to answer together. Jada says, how do you repair your mental? And Ari says, can you talk about how hard the toll is on you? And is this just something that you're used to with being a doctor?
Yeah, so I mean, for me, I think the toll is a lot. I have a really, But like I said, I think I still think it's a good thing to do this. But, when I see a patient, I had like a woman, it was like an Asian woman who was like in her 60s or something that was dying of coronavirus. And, it reminded me of my mom, so then when I'm taking care of her, I think about my mom. And that makes me take better care of her, but it also makes me really sad and really messes with my emotions and my feelings. And so yeah, I think it deeply affects me. And the ways that I deal with it, I don't know if you guys have talked about this at all. Like, I think we all process information and feelings differently. So some people do better, sitting with their feelings for a little bit and kind of figuring them out and then maybe talking about it. And I'm kind of someone who likes to get things out. Like saying it out loud helps me. Saying it out loud actually helps me think through it and process it. So the one way that I deal with it is that like I have to talk about it. So poor Mr. Lou has to hear about it all the time. And then Miss Simone too. So I deal with it by talking about it. And I think it helps me to figure out exactly how I'm feeling. And then I think just hearing people's support, like saying like, yeah, like that would make me feel X way too, that helps me. It makes me feel like I'm not alone in my feelings. And then I exercise.
Yes. Dr. Mo gets people right too. All the time. My girl is working out. I'm like, can you rub some of it off on me, please? Jesus.
Even when I don't want to though, like it really, like I could be in the worst mood. And if I do something and get my heart rate up and sweat a little bit, like I might forget some of the stuff I was feeling so terrible about.
Thank you. Those are good coping strategies. So thank you for sharing those. Okay. Hardcore asks, how do you support family members when you tell them their loved ones aren't going to make it?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's really hard right now because visitors aren't allowed in the hospital. One thing that we are doing is that we're allowing people to come say goodbye. I did have a family member last week tell me that they appreciated the offer, but they didn't think that was something they could handle seeing. I will tell you though that I think for me, like I just try to be in communication with the family members as much as I can. And I do FaceTime with them. So we're technically not supposed to do that. We're supposed to use like hospital equipment and log in and do all this nonsense, but it's too busy and there's not enough time in the day for that. So I use my personal phone and I FaceTime with them so that, their family members are unconscious and on the breathing machine, but at least they can see them. I let them, a lot of family members will talk in the phone and into the ear. I'll put the phone up to the patient's ear so that they can just say words to them, so they can feel like they're there. So those are some ways. I will tell you guys that I recently had, a family that I was really close with was, even when I was done taking care of them, we would text and I would see how they were doing. And I just got a picture from them. It was actually that woman that reminded me of my mom, and she's at home with her daughter, and they sent me a picture of them at home. So there are some successes.
Oh, thanks for sharing that, Dr. Mo. That's so nice. It's good to have, both sides and perspectives. So Bree asks, what are some things you do when you have a big day at work, such as someone dying or something? How do you prepare yourself for the next day?
It's a really good question. I think that takes time to develop. So I think when the first time you go through that, it's really hard to imagine going back to work, and potentially having to see something like that all over again. But I also think it can give you like meaning and give you purpose for being at work. So if you're able to, like your question, Hardcore, about how you support family members, that moment, everyone dies at some point a lot of people far too early. But that moment, for all of you who have lost, you know, a loved one, those conversations when that happens, like, stick with you, and they're really important. So if you can be someone that makes it easier, or at least provides comfort, at least I know if I go to work and I'm taking care of someone, I know that I like poured my heart into it. I can't speak for what other people on the team will do, but I can speak for what I will do. And so that gives me kind of strength to keep going.
I love that, Dr. Mel. You turn that pain into purpose. That's powerful. That's powerful. And I know a lot of people have been saying, well, not just saying because it's true, but that we're living through two pandemics, right? One coronavirus, and then the other one racism, which is not new. It's been here, but it's just being revealed more. And so I feel like you're another perfect person to talk about this, guys, because not only does Dr. Mo work in the COVID ICU unit, but she also, as a doctor, she does research, and her research is on racism and police encounters, how African Americans and minorities have encounters with the police. And she teaches an anti-racism class at the medical school. So, Dr. Mo, how has it been like being on the front lines of both COVID, but also racism too, like in your classes and your research?
I mean, I think it's probably similar to what you all are feeling. It's overwhelming, it's frustrating, it's sad, it makes me angry, all of the different emotions. You know, I think, like you said, this has been going on for so long. I think it's frustrating that people are like, oh, what? Like, people are racist? Police officers kill people? Like, yeah, this is not the but I guess one thing that I'm trying to ground myself with, and I don't know if this will help you guys, but one of my friends said, he was giving a presentation on this to some other doctors, and he said he ended it with talk is cheap. And he was like talking about how, like, I'm tired of all this talk is cheap, let's action, we need action. But I will say that as someone who's been doing this work for many years now and has been trying to get us to use the word racism and say, like, we are, like, the medical system is racist, people are racist, you know, people wouldn't use that word. And within a week or two, people are now very open to saying we're racist. So I hope it lasts. But talk is cheap, but at least, like, let's get the talk has to happen for the action. So
Absolutely. Thank you for saying that, because that like, I know it's an uncomfortable topic, but there's been posts and memes on not memes, but I guess posts that I've been seeing, like, if you're uncomfortable talking about race, just imagine how uncomfortable it is living it, you know? So it's like,
yes.
sometimes I'm like, what are people thinking? Like, how, what? Like, step outside of yourself for a second and think about others. And I think that you do that well, and you call it by name. I think that's powerful, because no one has to do anything, and you do it relentlessly every day.
Yes, they do have to.
They should. No, you're this is what Dr. Bobby They do, but nobody wants to talk about it. They want to act like everything is roses and red and everything is fine. For you, maybe, but not your community. You step outside of Hopkins. You don't even have to go 2 minutes down the street. You see what it is. So cut it out. Cut it out.
Yeah. And to piggyback on that, y'all, I love your guys' passion. And, you know, I'm out of the ICU now. I'm happy to stand by you at those protests, you know, from now on. I haven't been able to go, but I also want to say that this is not your job to fix. Like, white people need to wake and do their work. And so, like, I'm not going to tell you not to keep being passionate and keep fighting, because that's wonderful. But just know that it's no Black person's job, first of all. And it is certainly not our youth's job. You all need to be living your best life, growing, learning, like, meeting people, becoming better humans. Like, going through all the stuff. This is not your job.
I love you. Thank you, Dr. Mo. Miss Jones,
Yo, I love it. Dr. Mo, do you know Todd in the
What?
Center of Adolescent Health? Do you know Mr. Todd?
Who?
Mr. Todd. You must don't know him. Hey,
Todd?
she's like, oh.
Todd, TODD.
Oh, I was like, who?
Hey,
That
yo.
Baltimore accent, yo. I'm like, I don't know what
Don't do
you
that,
say.
yo. Miss Simone only from up the street on PG. How you can hear her, but not me? Yo, you playing.
No, I do not know Mr. Todd. Who's that?
Yo, he's the communications guy. I'm having him come on tonight on Thriving Thursdays around like what you just spoke about. He wrote this blog, and when I tell you, you gotta read it. Looking at him, you would never know. He used to be in a gang and all that, like doing gang stuff. For real, you would never. Yes, yes.
Doing gang stuff.
Like gang.
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 Yes,
Okay.
gang.
Okay.
But his blog talks about how he did worse stuff than some black kids that's in gang, but he never got locked up.
Oh, he's white.
Yeah. I didn't even say that part, but yes. Yes. And
I just had to clarify.
he talked about how, like some cops knew and stuff like that, but they just brushed it off as, you just being a stupid kid. You just got to grow up. But he's like, he saw parallel how black gang members were treated so much differently, even at that young age. And he was just like, yo, I should have been in prison. He was like, I never spent a day in jail, never even got locked up. And he used to do all the stuff. And he even talked about how one of his friends, he was holding him while he took his last breath because he got shot up and like his insides was falling out and Todd was holding him. And Todd was just like, I'm from the gang. This is what happens. But I'm just like, wow. So he coming on Thriving Thursday tonight to talk about that. But I think y'all should definitely meet.
Connect.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There and to that point, Miss Joni, for all the kids that are on, do not let these like ideas or stories about what people think Black kids are like, do not believe those things. So there is, in the work that I do, we're looking at like interactions with the police for all kids, like white kids, Black kids, all kids. And we have found that white kids who are more likely to say that they were involved in criminal activity were the least likely to get arrested. So do not, it can be very damaging. And I don't have to tell you all this because you live it, but to have someone assume something about you, and that is all it is. It's an assumption. It is, there is no data that backs up any of that. So don't ever believe it.
No, yes, that is so true, y'all. That is so true. And he's like, if the stuff he did would be on his record, he wouldn't have the type of jobs that he has. He was like, there's no way they would have let me teach in a public school if what I did was my record. But because what he did never made it to a record, like, it don't matter. And I'm just like, wow, that is real. That is real. So if any of y'all remember Mr. Todd, if y'all tuning in tonight's going to be a good conversation. He actually purchased some Black Panther stuff for some of our kids when he did his talk on comics and literature. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for that conversation. That's going to be good. And there's 2 points from this topic we're talking about. The first one is I'm all riled up, y'all. I've been watching too many like Black Power movies. I probably need to calm it down because I just been like, I want it all. I want to know everything. And so I was watching 13th. It's a movie on Netflix that talks about the 13th Amendment. And it just got me so right. Like I could watch that thing every day. It won't be good for my mental health. But I feel like there was a part where it was either 13th or the movie Time. And they were like, how inmates would come in and be like, where are the white inmates? Like, how come it's just all Black and brown people? Like, we
Wow.
only make up maybe 6 to 8% of the population, Dr. Mo? I don't know the exact numbers, but almost like
about 13.
Okay, 13. And then like 40% or 50 of the prison population.
I think it's more than that.
Yeah. Even more. So just whatever, the numbers aren't adding up. And it's sickening. It's sickening that people who are in there for innocent, they haven't even done stuff, are in there for years and years in solitary confinement, and people that are out here tearing up the streets. But that's enough on that. The second thing is that Dr. Mo writes so well, y'all. Like you said, Miss Joni, her and Mr. Todd need to connect, because I feel like there's power when you can write. And we keep talking about journaling, but your journals can turn into blog posts, like how Jada has her posting on a blog. It can turn into a book. Sometimes they'll turn books into movies. Like, the options are limitless, y'all. So Dr. Mo, can you tell us about like how you do your writing and how that helps you to like express yourself?
Yeah. I think it took a while to develop. Like, I've always enjoyed writing, but I didn't really do it like consistently. And then I found myself like I would like something like that, like watching a movie, or maybe I saw something on the news, and then how your mind can start spiraling, and you're like, you have a feeling about what you just watched or read, and then you're like, oh, but then what about this, and what about that, and did they ask that, and what, and like, and how, and then you start thinking about your own life and all these things, and it can get really overwhelming. And so writing kind of helps me put those ideas out there and kind of understand where I stand with what's going on. And then I've noticed that some of it should be shared with the world. So then I have tried to like polish some of them up and share them with the public. So I think you all have beautiful stories, which you should never feel like you have to share with anyone. But if you feel comfortable, I could always help you guys with that.
Jameer has a really nice question. I love this, Jameer. She said, Dr. Mo, what's your most favorite memory of Thriving Thursday?
That's such a hard question. Honestly, my favorite moments are honestly when I first arrive, because it's like this moment, like, even though it's been like 6 days since I've seen y'all, I'm like, it feels like a century. And so just that initial of like giving you guys hugs and just hearing how you're doing, like that's my favorite part. I also really love when we're together as a big group, because I think there's so much power that you guys share with one another, and it really comes out when we're all together. Gosh, there's so many. I'm gonna have to think on that.
Okay, yes, for sure. Those are good ones too. You got my heart just all bubbled up and warm. Okay, Ari asked, we had Thriving Thursdays where we could talk to you before. So how can we reach out to you now to talk about our mental health with you?
Yes, please do. It's up to you, whatever's best for you. So you guys, I know all of you don't have my cell phone number, but you're welcome to have it. I don't know the best way to disseminate that, but you can call me, you can text me, you can DM me on Instagram. You can do whatever makes you most comfortable. I'm happy to do, and we can video, whatever you want.
You're the best. Okay, so
I tagged her, so y'all go follow her.
yeah.
Yeah, you can DM me for my number. Maybe that's the easiest way to do it.
I love it. Okay, so these two questions are about opening up. It's from Mar the General and Hardcore. So I'm gonna kind of put them together because we don't have.
Is Mar the General Mar?
Yeah, it's Mar.
Okay.
I know. He got a nickname during coronavirus because when I say my man does not play, he gets everything in order. Marquay is.
Okay, I just had to clarify. Hi, Mar. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Dr. Mo, so they said, is it good that the governor is opening up gyms and parks and malls, or is it dangerous? And is the rate of effect, and okay, so is it dangerous? And Corey asks, how do you feel about the mayor reopening the city so fast? So kind of both about reopening.
You know, I think I have a different perspective than a lot of people because I'm seeing patients with COVID. So I don't think it's a good idea. I think that and don't get me wrong, like we're all human. I get it. Like I've been bored too. Like when I'm not at work, I'm like, I wish things are open. I wish I could see you guys more, like, you know, all of that. So I don't want to take away from that like very human feeling, but I do think it's a bad idea. I think there are certain things that are probably safer than others, but I think indoor restaurants is not safe. I think beaches, unless you can find a place that is not doesn't have a lot of people, it's probably not safe. So I wish they weren't doing it so fast. I think that we're seeing from other places that didn't follow strict closures, they're having more infections. So I'm worried that I think the way all of us doctors are talking about is that it's not if, it's when. So when is the second phase coming? Unfortunately.
Okay. All right, we have like 3 questions. I know there's probably more. I'm gonna give them all to you. You just say as many as you can before we have to go. Okay. Has the rate
This ends at 11.
at like 10:55?
Okay, keep going.
58. Okay. Has the rate of infected patients dropped? And does coronavirus change your outer appearance like AIDS?
Great question. So the rates have overall dropped in Maryland. I don't see a change because our intensive care units are still full. So yes, overall they've dropped, but people are still getting very sick. And no, so you're not in the way that AIDS would affect you. No, you do not have any outward appearance changes.
Okay. And Mar asks, do you know where testing sites are? And OGQ asks, have you ever seen a Black or brown person refuse care or not given as much attention in the medical setting? Oh, refuse, like not them, have like people, Black or brown people, been refused or not given attention?
Okay, let me answer Mara's question first. So there are a number of testing sites, and I'd be happy to send like links to them to you guys to disseminate. I think the only thing to know though is if you don't have the certain symptoms, they're not going to test you. We do not have like open testing in Maryland, so and I think just be aware that I know it can be tempting to just like want to know, just to know, but it really doesn't change anything for you. So even if the test isn't perfect. So even if it's negative, if you're like, we don't know what that means per se. Even if it's positive, if you're not having symptoms that can like infect others, we wouldn't tell you. Like, it's just, I don't know that I think that it's tempting to want to get it, but if you're not having symptoms, and the symptoms would be like fever, cough, trouble breathing, diarrhea, you would need to have more than one of those symptoms. And then to that other question, yes, I have, and I wish I wasn't saying yes. And that could be we could have me back and do a whole nother session on that and talk through your experiences with the doctor and what you've experienced and what you wish was different. Actually, we should probably do that. But anyway, yes, I have seen it, and it's not okay. I can tell you that that is why I do my anti-racism curriculum for doctors. We talk about that. We talk about, that stuff has been actually like documented in research that Black patients get worse care. And so I talk to them about that, and I show them the numbers, and I make them think about what they might be doing to be a part of that. And so it's a small thing, but hopefully it's helping some.
That's big, Dr. Mo. Calling it out.
You know.
Look, if they don't want to call it, let me stop because it's gonna get bad, and I don't want to promote any negativity. But Dr. Mo, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Giving us your time. We need more. As much as you can give, though, because you already give so much. We love you. Like I said, on the front right, yes, Dr. Mo. You say no, but I know. We all know. That's why Miss Joni's like, your eyes. You got them eyes. You're still so beautiful and so loving. And we just thank you. We miss you. We're sending all the hugs and love your way. Know that when you're in the hospital, you are in our thoughts and our prayers and our heart. And we're going to come out of it. We're HeartSmiles strong. So we're going to be good.
Just know that HeartSmiles isn't work and it's not giving. It's just, it's part of, you guys are my family. So you never imposing ever.
We love you. Okay, Miss Joni, ask the final question. The final question.
Yes, the final question. Dr. Mo, if you had to leave us with one jewel, what would it be?
How did I not remember that this is what happens?
This is what happens.
Okay. I'm ready. My final jewel for you all is that you are beautiful, you are powerful, you have everything you need inside of you. It's just whether you execute it. And we are all here for you. And these times are messed up, but we're going to get through it. And you should reach out to me anytime you need to talk.
I love it.
Yes.
Love it.
Thank you, Dr. Mo. You're getting so much love. Everybody saying they love you. Taylor saying she love you. The general saying he miss you. Jada says she love you.
Love
Beats
you
on
guys.
here. Thank you, Dr. Mo. Yeah, you got so much love.
Love you all so much.
This made my day.
Mr. Mo, we need your jewel too, y'all.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say, if you can, as much as possible, try to turn the pain into purpose. Because I feel like that always sheds more light in the world, and we need that. And I think Dr. Mo does that often.
Yes. Thank you so much, Miss Simone. You always have a banging session, yo. Don't Miss Simone start our day off right, y'all? She start our day off right. And this next session about to be a banger because Antoynica about to get on here and talk all about advocacy and policy work and getting involved. Y'all know how she do. She don't play with the system at all.
I love it. Look, all the success sessions is banging. That's why we'd be like, no sessions, no peace. Okay? No peace. Okay, I'm gonna go.
Bye, Miss Simone.
Love you guys.
Tomorrow.
See you, Dr. Mo. See you tomorrow.
Love y'all.
Yo, I keep telling y'all gotta meet our heartbeat mentors, y'all, all of them, because all of them fire, man. And it is only because people have jobs and things like that. Everybody couldn't commit to giving an hour like every single day. So that's the only reason why you guys, only had Miss Simone, Miss Money Mo, and Miss Caitlin. But we got our heartbeat mentors and they all fire. So I really, really, really appreciate Miss Simone for bringing Dr. Mo on today. So this next conversation, if y'all know anything about Miss Antoynica, if anybody has ever been in her presence, then y'all know she is a force to be reckoned with. So if you thinking in your mind, about things that's happening as far as these current events and all that stuff like that and what to do and how to do it, this gonna be your conversation. All right, so we be right back in like 30 seconds with Miss Antoynica. Hey y'all, hey y'all. Told y'all we'd be right back. Let's get Miss Antoynica on here. I'm trying to tell y'all, this is about to be fire. And anybody who was in SAT prep, y'all gonna remember Miss Antoynica, because she helped us out a lot on that. There she go. There she go. I told y'all she was coming through. Miss Antoynica, can you hear us? We can't hear you yet. Is it on mute? We can't hear you yet. It don't look like it's on mute though. No, Cam, it's not on mute. You know how you can see when it's on mute? It's not on mute. It's something else. She can hear us though. You can hear us though, can't you? Yeah, she can hear us. It's something else. Cam said try to mute, then unmute. Taylor, we're gonna try to dial in as a last resort. You know, I don't know how to do that. Oh, Baby Barack said connect to computer audio. We about to get this right, y'all. Y'all see her shirt already. She ain't come to play with nobody. Harriet Tubman. Yo, she ain't come to play with nobody. Nomadic say you might want to try to exit and then rejoin. All right, we're gonna try that. Yo, the devil will not stop this conversation. Yo, this how you know it's gonna be powerful, right? Every time we don't have powerful conversations, always these technical difficulties always try to stop us, but not today. Not today. Let me see the option of reconnect to your computer audio. Okay, let's see. All right, it says connecting to audio. No, man, we still, oh man. She about to put it on her phone, y'all. That's all right. we gonna get it right. The devil will not stop this. Oh no. Oh, hold up, y'all. Oh, yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Hey!
I don't know. I'm really not. This is why I keep young people around me, because I'm not that techie. You know, I use technology, but I'm really not that technical.
It's all good. Don't even worry about it.
I have my little notes up and everything.
Look, we got you, and that's all that matters. I'm trying to, every time we have to have a powerful situation, the devil always come around, but he ain't running around these parts, man.
Listen, I'm not even worried. Like, I've been, in the morning time, we do our thing. We have our moment, feel ourselves so we can feel our babies. And that's what I was doing, talking about the fact that, listen, we can't get distracted. Right now, there's so much power in what's happening right now that I'm just excited. I am excited. And I just want to say thank you to you, Joni, because like watching you do your thing with your heartbeats is so rewarding to me on a whole nother level. You have no idea. I've told you that before, but I'm telling you publicly. Literally, I love what you do with the kids and shining a spotlight on what's happening in our communities, the just exposing it and really doing something about it. You know, we have a habit of talking about the problems but not addressing them and solving them.
Come on, Miss Antoynica. Thank you so much. Y'all don't even know. She pulled me in the corner for like an hour one time and like was just pouring so much into me. I will never forget that day and all the things that you told me. It definitely resonated with my heart and it lives with me every day. So thank you so, so much.
Yep, no problem. And I want to tell your babies, your heartbeats, that get up here, get on here every day faithfully. You know what I'm saying? You're seeing the fruits of your labor and all the love and all of the energy and all of the passion and all of the tough love that they need and that they hunger for. You're seeing the fruits of that. We're seeing that today. You know what I mean? It's not going to be publicly, it's not going to be highlighted normally. It hasn't been normally highlighted, but now we're starting to see the fruits of that. And this is why we have to keep on pouring into them, keep on educating them. This is why we can't quit. And this is why when, the opportunity came for me to hop on, I was like, oh yeah, I'm ready. What y'all need me to talk to them about? I'm ready. What do you need?
Yo, you got them pumped already, yo. First of all, this is the quickest cookout invite anybody has ever gotten. Normally, they wait until the last minute and say, all right, they get an invite to the cookout. You already got an invitation to the cookout, and we already got questions lined up from our heartbeats just by them listening to you for these first few seconds. So I'm about to get right into your questions, but before I get into the questions, for people who don't know you, can you give us just a little introduction so that we can know this greatness that we dealing with today?
Okay, so just a little bit about me. I'm originally from Sacramento, California. I am a Baltimore transplant. Is what my husband, who's straight out of East Baltimore, Northeast Baltimore, what he calls me. I came here to go to Morgan, the finest institute of higher learning on the planet. Graduated in 2002. Started teaching in Baltimore City, right down the hill, right there by Hopkins, where we do our work, our HeartSmiles work, right there at Tench Tillman, Patterson Park and Monument.
Okay.
So literally, like when people say, "Well, where are you from?" When they ask me in Baltimore, that's around my way. Literally down the hill. You know what I mean? I tell them babies, like the babies that I taught, the families that I had was blessed with the opportunity to serve there. Those babies raised me. They helped they helped me become who I am today as an educator, as a woman, as a mother. I owe them so much, and I am connected to, like, literally I have kids that I taught in, that I worked with when they were first graders. They're now 23, 24, 25. I'm still connected to their family. So, doing this work is a lifelong thing. I'm the president and co-founder of the Ryan Institute. And actually, those babies are why my husband and I started the Ryan Institute, because we saw the gaps, we saw the needs, we saw the things that the school system was not providing for our youth, and we stepped in with our own money, and my principal at the time's blessing. She was like, "Oh, whatever you need the building, you got it. Y'all need it on the weekends, you got it." And I owe her a lot for Miss Charlotta Logan Generette. I owe her a lot for that, because she could have easily said, "Oh no, what we gonna do is do what the school system says do, and that's it." And she didn't. And so that was the drive and the passion that started our company, the Ryan Institute.
That is awesome, man. Let's get right into these questions because they lining you up, Miss Antoynica, already. Taylor says, how do you feel about our governor not saying one word about what's going on around the death of George Floyd, and how has Mr. Floyd's death impacted you personally? That's a
Okay, so
powerful,
it's
strong question.
it's a couple of questions. That's loaded. So first of all, George Floyd was lynched in 2020. That's exactly what that was. The officer that actually had his knee on his neck, he was callous, he was intentional about staying on his neck. The officers that participated in his murder should also be charged. And we shouldn't be having this in 2020. I'm very upset. I was very upset. I was very disturbed by what I saw. I only watched it one time because I don't need to see it again. I saw all 8 minutes and 43 seconds of what happened. One time I heard it, the sound of him crying as a mother, the sound of him crying out for his mother continues to keep ringing in my head over and over. This is a 40-something-year-old man crying out loud for his mother. And I have an almost 17-year-old little black boy. I have a daughter, and I know what that means. If they're calling out for their mom, you know what I mean? That hit me hard. And so, I was angry. I was upset. But what I did was, I informed, I started galvanizing. I started getting some people together. Let's strategize, reaching out to different organizations that we're connected to, reaching out to people of color, as well as people that aren't of color that I have connections to, and saying, listen, this is not okay. This is not okay for our children to be raised in an environment or society that says that you are not a human being because of the color of your skin. It's not okay. And so I started holding people accountable. That's the first thing I did. The second thing I did was talk to my youth, and that for me starts at home. I literally cried to my son and my daughter, and I apologized to them that they have to grow up in a society where these kinds of things are happening, because that means that the generations before them have dropped the ball and haven't done what they were supposed to do in order to make sure that these kinds of things do not take place. So it starts with personal accountability, and we do a lot, but there's more. There's work to be done. We should never be sitting back on our laurels and saying we made it. There's always something to be done, always something to improve on. That's personally, professionally, whatever. You should always be wanting to take it to the next level and help somebody else.
Yes. Her follow-up is, who should we go to first to put a stop to police brutality?
So it's multifaceted, actually. So you have people who are with the rah-rah, you know what I mean? You, like President Obama said, we need people with the rah-rah that's gonna make some noise. We need those people, but we also need people that are in position to make decisions, to make changes. And this is why, even before Election Day, when I came up with the topic, I said, this is why we need to teach our kids, because what the schools have failed to do is not only teach our kids the content of what they need to know and ensure that they know it, but they haven't taught them the real world application of it. You say, oh, I gotta learn this social studies, or this is the topic for social studies. You gotta read this book, or you need to know this. But why? How does that work in the real world? And so these are the kinds of things that we need to educate not only the youth, but also their families, our communities about. We need to understand why we need to know our constitutional rights. Why, what happened over history? What is the civil rights era? What happened in the Jim Crow era? What happened before we got to slavery? Before we got brought over here from Africa. We need to know all of those things. And historically, that's not what's being taught in school. So this is why, programs such as ours, all of our content is based in historical facts. We want to show you what actually happened and what's not being taught in school, give you the resources so that you can say, hey, oh, I want to learn more about this, or who is so-and-so. And so that's what we're doing. When we talked about it in the Goldman Sachs 10K program, our program is to expand our curriculum, because we're service based. So we provide service, and we come into programs, we come into schools and things, and we provide a service, but we didn't have a product. We didn't have curriculum. We always supported other people. We didn't have books and things that would help our youth be educated on the areas in which I'm talking about, and at a level that they can understand. That engages them, like through the arts. Our motto is to prepare scholars for global competition through character education and the arts, because your character, being a good person, that matters.
Yeah.
That matters. And that's what you're teaching. That's what you're teaching. When we have Thriving Thursdays, I'm looking at your babies, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at your babies using the arts, using their talents, using their voices, using their poets, their artists, their rappers, their singers, their dancers. They're using the arts to express the things that are going on in their lives. And they're using that as a platform to educate other people on who and what they are and what they need.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. It's so powerful. I don't even think I realized that Hogan hasn't said anything about George Floyd. So they want to know, what are your thoughts on that? I didn't even realize that, because so many people were talking about it. I'm like, even when I just read the question, I'm like, what? He didn't?
Right. And so it's kind of like, how you had Roger Goodell, the NFL, the head of the NFL. Colin Kaepernick was kneeling because of these situations, to bring attention to these situations, and they blackballed him, saying, oh no, you can't do that. You're not a patriot. You're not an American. You're defaming America by, you're dishonoring America. When in actuality, he was trying to get them to understand and to speak on and address the issue. And so when you do not directly address it, you're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. And that's the conversation that I had with some of the Black and brown people that I'm affiliated with. I'm saying, listen, I cannot no longer afford to be associated with you if you are not going to address. And I'm talking about head on address. I don't want it to be implied. I want it to be explicitly addressed what is going on. It is not okay. And you say you care about me, then you need to address this. And that's the same thing I'm saying to Governor Hogan. So we need to know, first of all, what you can do is, do you know who your councilman is? Do you know who your state senator is? Everybody has one in their district. Get informed on that. Know what your rights are. Get informed on the process. Encourage your parents and your community, your direct circle of influence, to know what's going on. Don't just vote for the popular person. Read their platforms, understand what they're actually advocating for, and hold them accountable.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Taylor says, do you think that we are making any progress with the protests that are going on?
Absolutely. In 2015 with Freddie Gray, we had the rah-rah. You know what I'm saying? When I say we brought the rah-rah, we brought the rah-rah. We brought the noise. You know what I'm saying? And they said, oh no, these kids, they don't know how to act, this, that, and whatever. But guess what? What did that Rob now the acting out? Did it get the results that we want? Was it the right thing to do? Maybe not. Some of the things that I'm not advocating for looting and the I'm not advocating for the looting and, you know, the things that are not of the law. I'm not advocating for that. What I am saying is the actions that were taken were a cry for help, were a cry to say enough is enough. You know what I mean? And so we learned from that. So what was the response to the 2015 uprising? It was to get more resources. It was to get more. I watched the resources and things pour into the community to bring the capital or the money that is needed to address the systemic things that are wrong with these you know, urban communities and our neighborhoods. You know what I mean? These are the things that happen as a result of the rah-rah. So we saw what happened. So, and then what's happening now is now we have the you know what, we're gonna use our heads. You know, they expecting us to act a fool, but we proved them wrong. Hogan's not saying anything about that part other than we were the example. Well, we are going to be the example, and our youth, you know, like Antonio and Fred, they down there, they taking bus loads of youth. You know what I'm saying? Having the resources to take kids to go and exercise their constitutional right to peacefully protest. That's a constitutional right. We have the right to that. And so that's, you know, that's why I'm saying we need to get informed. What are the amendments? As far as politics is concerned, I never wanted to be involved in politics, but I find myself now getting real involved because, like I said, you know, these elected officials are just that. They're elected. We voted you in and we can vote you out.
Come on now.
So that's what we need to show our youth.
Come on now, Miss Antoynica. Bree has a great question. She wants to know, how do you feel the world would look or be different if the death of George Floyd wasn't recorded?
Man, if it wasn't recorded, there would have been a way. I honestly feel like they would have tried to spin it. You know, they would have tried to spin it. Oh, you know, and it's just so frustrating because over $20. That's I mean, you took a father, you took a loved one, you took a brother, over $20. And there's more to the story. Make certain of it. You know, it's not the facts. What's presented on media is not. That's not the whole story. That's not the entire story. There's more to it. There's more coming to light about the fact that he was beaten in the car with the officer. I seen a video of him being beaten in the car before the viral video. That him being beaten in the car, the fact that him and the officer had a relationship prior to this actual event, that's suspicious to me. You know, so like I said, you know, our forefathers and mothers, they did a lot. We didn't have social media. We didn't have the TV. We didn't have all of that. What we had was the news. There's reason the newspaper. There's reasons why historically why we were kept from reading, why they wanted to keep Black folks from learning to read, why they wanted to keep us from learning from being able to vote, why still to this day there are plots and plans to keep us and strategies to keep us from voting. You need to ask questions about that. What is their motive? Why are we such a threat if we learn how to read? Why are we such a threat if we actually have a right to vote? Those are the kinds of critical thinking questions that we need to be asking because they're not doing it for no reason.
Mm-hmm. Man, you better come on this morning. Baby Barack says, how do you feel that we could change the standard of Black versus white rather than love versus hate, meaning to change people fighting the wrong fight? Like, how do you feel about plentiful money going towards the police department, even while it's corrupt, rather than focusing on education?
So again, I think we have to focus on it all. We can't just focus on one thing, because when we focus on one thing, they start making laws and bills and things that do not benefit us or our communities, because we got our focus, we distracted by this one, they're pacifying us with this one thing that we're saying that we want. We have to have people on all fronts. We have to cover all of our bases.
Wow. His follow-up is, how do you feel about a lawyer having to go to school for 6 years in comparison to our police officers going to an academy for only 8 weeks?
Absolutely absurd.
Hey,
Absolutely
yo.
absurd. I don't mean no harm. That's ridiculous.
Hey, yo.
That's ridiculous.
Come on with it. Kamaya says, do you think a patriot gets more respect than an activist? That's an interesting question, Kamaya.
It depends on whose perspective you're looking at it from. I think we need to be both. I think that we need to be both. And when it comes to, like, I'm a patriot. I'm proud. I'm a proud American. But that doesn't mean that I can't say that we aren't flawed. I'm a proud African American woman, but that does not mean that we are not flawed. You know what I mean? So, and I advocate for those things. I'm in circles where I'm having conversations with African American men and women, and then women to women, where I'm saying, hey, ladies, we gotta get these things in order. We should not be competing and comparing with each other. We should not be, we should be coming together and uniting and saying, this is our cause. This is what we're going after, and we're stronger together versus fighting each other. So I think that we all need to be both.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a powerful question again from Baby Barack. He says, how do you think we could pressure our peers to keep these fights going on to make a change? Because after a while, these protests will die down, resulting in the government not taking us serious.
Yeah, so we have to be consistent. We have to be consistent. I keep getting these reminders about how the civil rights, the march, the Montgomery boycott lasted for 381 days. We have to stop being so microwave. We're a microwave society. We want instant gratification. And we have to stop being like that. Delayed gratification. Nothing happens like that. These things, nothing happens like that. Not success, not a college degree. One of my favorite motivational speakers, Dr. Eric Thomas, speaks on this all the time about how it takes 21 years to be 21. 21 years. You didn't just wake up and be 21. It took you 21 years to get there. So you have to trust the process, and there's a process to everything. And so we have to understand that, and it's just decide which part of the process and what our role in the process is going to be.
Yeah, I love it. Classroom Culture has an interesting question. Shout out to Classroom Culture. I think this is their first time on Success Sessions, so welcome. What is next for this movement, and what needs to be next?
We have to continue to educate our youth. Us partnering together and getting this information and getting this education out to our youth and our communities is going to be imperative. It's absolutely going to be imperative that we do that, because we have to, and we have to not just only do it via social media. We have to be in, how our communities are, like, they see us out here doing the work, but they don't really support us. You know what I'm saying? So we have to be in their face. We got to be on the block in the corner, riding through the hood, on the blast, with our mask on, people, with our masks on. We got to be out there. You know what I'm saying? It can't always be a turn up. You know what I'm saying? We got to get this information out there to let them know, listen, it's not over. We may have won the battle, but we haven't won the war. The war is still on, it's still ongoing. And so we have a lot of work to do. This is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yes, can't always be a turn up. I love it. Bree says, what is something you think the government could do better to help the people during this time?
During the pandemic?
I want to say like both, like all combined, because it's like we got too much going on.
You know, to be honest, I am very scared what's going to happen as we prepare over the summertime and to go back into the fall. When I say they are going to, you know, we need to be eyes, all hands on deck on this spending, this budget situation, because our communities are going to need so much support. We need to reallocate some of these funding, some of this development that's happening around here. We need to reallocate these funds to take care of the social, emotional health of our babies. They are going to need it. This pandemic has been a traumatic event. This is a traumatic event, not only for the kids, but for the families, the parents. You got the unemployment. We are in a recession like no other. And so we're going to have to allocate resources to really healing. You know, the healing component is going to be major. We have drug abuse issues. We had all of this stuff before the pandemic. So it's only exacerbated now that they can't even get to some of the services that they normally have been able to have, resources and things that were available. So really getting into and pouring resources into those things is going to be super important.
Yeah, absolutely. Illmatic has, do you feel as if the protests are more beneficial, like draw media coverage over social issues, or harmful, catalyze police brutality and racial profiling, because the main people being harmed during the protests are Black?
No, I think it's very helpful. When I say we have ripped the Band-Aid off of these wounds, when I say we done ripped it wide open. We're exposing the issues with the police. We're exposing the issues with education. We're exposing the issues with health. You know, I mean, it with the economy, like we're exposing so much through. So don't feel like what's happening is not helpful. Like I said, everybody has their role in the process, and it's definitely beneficial. Trust and believe. Sound is on Baltimore. It's been on Baltimore. Baltimore been it. Baltimore has been it, you know, and so it's important for us to be the example for other cities to follow. You can take some of the systemic issues that are happening and pick up and look at Atlanta, New Orleans, Chicago, Oakland, LA. Philly, New York. You can, move these issues are not just happening in Baltimore. So it's important that we get it right so everybody else can get it right.
Yeah. No, that's important perspective. And thank you. Baby Barack coming with all these powerful questions. He's saying, how long do you think these protests have to keep going for the government to finally notice us? How do we get people to see that we need to get these non-corrupt politicians into office?
Yeah, so again, we have to be consistent. We are, you trust me, you guys are making noise. You guys are making noise. They are listening. When I say they are listening, they are listening. The media has changed their tune. I'm watching the local media start reporting on things that's not just, all the murder rate and this, I'm watching them promote and talk about and expose the positive things that's been going on. You know what I mean? These things have been going on, and they're not, and even the way they're describing it, on the news. Cause I turned the news, to be honest, I turned the news off about 7 years ago. I've been stopped watching the news because they weren't reporting anything that, all they were doing is just negative, pouring into this narrative that all we do is all youth do is negative, and it's absolutely not true. I know it for a fact. I'm in the schools. I'm in these communities. I see kids that are excelling and doing great things, but they don't report on that unless you playing basketball or football. You know what I mean?
Come on now, you better talk that. Yes. Classroom culture. I mean, this question is a deep question. She says, there's so many layers to this. Where do you even begin? It's deep.
Listen, I be trying to be on everything. You know what I mean? I be trying to be on everything, but the reality of the situation is I'm only one person. My husband is only one person. You are only one person. I can't be on everything, but collaboration is key. Whoever is the deal on politics, let's connect with them. Let's network with them. Let's support each other. Let's support each other's causes and events. Bring our youth to the rallies. You know what I mean? When we find out, like B City, we're all a part of B City. Both of our organizations are a part of B City, and B City got it right. When B City started, they came to the community. The community is the one who said, no, you will not just bring anybody into our community. The community will choose who the people are that are doing the right things for the community. The community will decide. The community will vet. The community will ask questions, tough questions that ain't gonna be shown on the news. They won't be cut by sound bites. They're gonna, the community, that when I say 17 got it right, they got it right. You know what I mean? We got seeds of promise over there. We got no boundaries coalition over there. I mean, organizations doing great work that is necessary for our community. So the collaboration and the networking is major key.
Yeah. Dropping all the jewels. Ilmatic says, how do you feel the presidential race operates? Like, if I wanted to campaign and be a politician, I would not even know where to start.
So if you're interested in, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm getting my charger.
No, do what you gotta do. You
I don't want the phone to die while we going in. You have to have a track record. People do business with people that they know, love, and trust. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, politics is a business. Donald Trump is a businessman. That's how he got elected. He leveraged his networks. I mean, and this is years upon years of, you know what I mean? It didn't just happen overnight. He built a network of powerful people through his business endeavors and things, and that's how he got to the position that he holds right now. Unfortunately, he's the person that we have to deal with. So, but again, that's why it's important for us to educate ourselves on the process. You know what I mean? To get informed on what are our rights? What is it that the office of the United States president is responsible for? What is it? Who are his foot soldiers? What are they responsible for? How did they get into those positions? Doing some digging and historical searching on how these things are happening. So that's the starting point, is to get informed.
Yeah, she wants to know about like this year specifically, like if she wanted to try to run the race. She said because politicians are going to have to say so much stuff about everything that's going on, and their accountability may not be present.
So you want to know? She wants to know how she can hold them accountable, or how she could actually run.
Well, she said run. So I mean,
so
and she wanted to be a politician.
I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on politics, because that is not actually my lane. But from my understanding, you can write yourself in. Anybody can write yourself in on the ballot. You know what I mean? If you want to run for president, let's run for president. You know what I mean? Let's do it. I tell my kids dream big. So, let's do it.
Oh man, yo said write yourself in. I love it. I love it. This is these about the riots. How do you strategize a plan to conduct these protests to have people on all fronts of the issues to effectively make change instead of chaos?
So with group dynamics, before I was a teacher, my major at Morgan was sociology. So yeah, so and that's pretty much the study of human behavior. In any society, you always have people that are disruptors. You know what I mean? You have people who are going to go against the grain. You have people who just don't want to do what everybody else is doing. You have non-believers, doubters, whatever. Those people we don't worry about. You know what I mean? You don't spend your time worrying about the people that are not on board. Focus your energy on those people that are on board, or the people that are in between and on the fence and don't really know what's going on. Spend your time on educating them, motivating them, because one of two things is going to happen to those people that are disruptors or who don't want to get on board. They either going to get on board eventually, or they're going to sit back and watch. And they already sitting back and watching anyway. So you don't have to worry about them.
You're already sitting back watching anyway. Yes. Baby Barack said, how do we get more people engaged? In my opinion, this is going to take a lot more people to actively participate to really get us listened to. Yeah.
Absolutely. We have to show up at City Hall. You know what I mean? We have to start locally. You know what I mean? In our local government, we need to get informed and get extra active in these board meetings. And I'm a person. Let me tell you, I'm a person who I hate meetings. I hate meetings, and especially unproductive ones that I feel like are a waste of my time when I could be putting my time, energy, and effort into other things. But they're necessary. So we have to get active in those things. Baltimore City Public Schools has a parent community board. They have one. And first of all, every school community should have an active parent-teacher association, parent-teacher organization, an organized one, not just one where the administrator handpicks their favorite parents. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about one where y'all got guidelines, bylaws, standard orders of procedures. You know what I mean? Where you're working not against the administration, but you're collaborating and working together to say, hey, these are the things that we are supposed to have in our school. These are the things our children deserve and are owed in our schools. Take it to the school board and say, these are the things you said that y'all send this pet stuff in writing. Well, I actually read the stuff that y'all sent me in writing and that y'all have on your website that my child is supposed to get. So I'm here to tell you that my child ain't getting this and I got a problem. You know what I'm saying? Not sitting back, complaining to the news, calling Project 45. Baltimore City Schools is doing this and doing that and then doing that. What is that doing? You're being a part of the problem. You're projecting the narrative instead of being a part of the solution. We got to get active. We have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Come on now. Do you think with the current riots and protests that it will spill over into tearing down our economy and way of natural order, etc.? That's a good question.
In way of natural what?
Order.
No, because not if we have, like, from what I see, these peaceful protests that have been occurring, the organizers and the people that are on the front lines of these things, they have already put a system in place to where if people are coming there and they're not there to be peaceful, they have a system in place to check them without the police. You know what I mean? So it's about peer accountability. You see something, say something. That's that slogan that the MTA been pumping for God knows how long. You see something, say something. You standing there watching your friend do something that you know is dead wrong. You know it's dead wrong, but you ain't said nothing. That means you condoning it. And we got to stop doing that on all fronts.
Man, do you realize how fast our murder rate would go down if people took that advice seriously?
Crazy.
That makes me so sick. Just that whole idea, just like right there, like we could fix our own problem if we really wanted to with something just as simple as that. Holding your peer accountable, because people know who's doing it.
Oh, they know for sure. They for sure know. They know. But it's not enough of us saying, hey man, cause that ain't cool. That's not cool. You know what I mean? That's not it. It's not enough of us saying, hey, look, I saw something and I'm turning it in. You know what I mean? It's not enough of us doing that.
Yeah. For the young people listening right now, like, how do you think they could disrupt that culture?
So, you know, let me be clear. My father and one of my father-in-laws, he did a bid for 16 years, you know? And so I have conversations with him all the time about the things that need to take place. Part of that is that's part of the reform. You know, our community is going to, you know, they being locked up or whatever for whatever the charges are. They come back and they don't have a means to take care of themselves. They don't have a means to take care of their families, their basic needs, which are food, clothing, and shelter. So for me, I personally think we need to do a lot around that. We have to do a lot around decriminalizing someone who has or not doing double jeopardy or not legal double jeopardy, but an ideal somebody pay for they serve their time for their crime that they did, and then we come back and they can't, they're still looked at as menaces to society instead of us giving them the education, actually reforming them so that there isn't recidivism and that they keep going back or they keep committing crimes. We know that. They know that. The data has already, they can look at the data for years that says, you know, these people are repeat offenders. These murders are being done by repeat offenders because they were never reformed. They were never given the tools and the resources and things they needed to even have a chance at being reformed. So we got to start there, you know? And at the end of the day, you know, the drug dealers and stuff, they out there dealing drugs. During the pandemic, they out there dealing drugs. Why? Because supply and demand. They got the supply and the demand is high because people are stressed out. They can't work. They don't, you know what I'm saying? They frustrated. It's a lot of public health issues, you know, of why they doing it. They willing to risk their life because they hopeless. You know what I mean? We gotta, and that's why our hashtag is I teach hope, you know? Yeah, I'm a teacher by trade, you know, an educator by trade, but at the end of the day, I pour hope into I try to pour hope into every child I get in inkling to be able to touch. Any opportunity I get, I tell these babies that you are somebody. I do see you. I believe in you. Whatever your hopes, dreams are, you can do it. I'm gonna show you how. And if I can't show you how, I know somebody who can show you how. I'll find it. I'll ask questions. You know what I mean? And so those are the things that we have to start doing. We have to start having real conversations and stop sugarcoating stuff, you know, to be quote unquote politically correct around what needs to happen. And everybody has their role and responsibility. Everybody does. The kids need to be the one, you know, if your job is to go to school, and that's what I tell my kids, their only job right now is to go to school and get an education. All I want from you, you ain't got to worry about what you're going to eat. You don't got to worry about where you're going to sleep. You don't got to worry about the clothes on your back. Your only job is to go to school, listen, follow directions, and learn something.
That's it.
Be disciplined enough to learn something. That's it. That's it. And that's, you know, unfortunately, many of the youth in Baltimore, they raising themselves because because of these systemic issues that have happened. You know, they're raising themselves. They're raising their siblings. You know what I mean? There's so much to it. You know, it's so many different layers to it. That's why we have to have all fronts covered. You know, we can't afford to just focus on one thing. We have to have all fronts covered because it's a human issue, and these things should not be happening to human beings.
Yeah, absolutely. And that makes me think too, what you just said, like we are the only culture that put our kids out at 18 or like expect them to be, you know, like grown at 18. It's like, oh, you got to start paying your bills.
And if you look at these other societies, you look at these other ethnicities, they do not do that. You have Hispanic communities. You go down to little Mexico, down by Patterson Park. Let me tell you something. They packed in there like sardines. Okay, whole families packed in there. You know what I mean? Doing their thing. They got businesses. The women are taking care of their children. You know what I mean? I mean, it you really got to look at these other societies. You know what I'm saying? The same thing is happening in the Asian community. You know what I mean? Literally. And so we have to look at what's happening, not just with us, but look at these other communities so that we can learn and apply it to ours. The things that are working, we need to apply it. If it's working, we need to apply it. Yeah. But we don't, you know, it's so many years of things that have happened that have caused the things that are happening in the Black and brown communities that it's going to be a process to undo. And so I want your youth not to be discouraged by the process. To be honest with you, I may not see it before I go on to glory. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I planted the seed.
Yeah.
I planted the seed.
Yeah, no, that's facts. And I see a couple of comments from our Heartbeat saying that their parents said that they can stay as long as they need to. And that's encouraging to hear, but I would be interested to see how that relational dynamic change in the house when you do turn 18. Like you stay as long as you need to because you're about to start paying that rent money.
Right.
Like, you know, or, you know, are you staying, you know, for other reasons, but you know, that's just something that I talk about all the time and that I just really don't like. And I wish we could take a cue from, you know, the Mexican culture or the Asian culture, because they are grooming Charles and Ming to take over their businesses. And they are like, you know, no, let's stay together so that we can all help each other economically and so that we can all make sure that everybody is good and share the burden.
Absolutely. Teaching their, I was listening to T.I. and my soror, MC Light on his Expeditiously podcast. And I've been playing it all week. And they talk about that. They talk about being educated in finances and how the societies don't do that. How they talk about not putting bills in your kid's name, okay? Cause
Yeah.
I wasn't always as educated, and I tell my kids, I grew up just like you, only in California. You know what I'm saying? We know we was poor. I didn't know I was poor. You know what I mean? And I look back over and we was dirt poor. We would participate in the church's holiday baskets and giving, we would participate in all of those things so that we could get a basket. You know what I mean? We were on we had SNAP benefits, only ours was paper and not a card. You know what I'm saying? So I did not grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth, so quote unquote, so to say. But at the end of the day, my mom did not play, and she was a single mother with 2 kids. She did not play about education. When I say she did not play about school. She did not play about school, and that in turn rolled over to me, us, and our children. My husband grew up in a single parent home, and then his mom got married later on, but he grew up without his father in the home. We have to stop making excuses for some of the things that we're doing, because at the end of the day, it comes down to a choice. You have to make a decision, a personal choice, that I don't want to be a victim of my circumstances. I will not be a victim of my circumstances. I have a choice, and I'm going to do better than what was done before me.
Come on now, man. We are completely out of time, but this was so amazing, such a blessing. Is it okay for our heartbeats to reach out to you? I tagged you earlier in the post. Can they DM
Oh
you?
yeah, slide right in my DM. I'm responsive. I do have staff that does assist with social media, but they don't answer my DMs. I respond to everything personally.
Y'all hear that?
So yep.
Y'all hear that? Y'all better get on it. Miss Antoynica,
And I do want us to leave one quote. And you said something about my shirt. It's Harriet Tubman. It's a rapper. It's from the hip hop now. I'm a hip hop head by, like, I love hip hop. And so it's an old school female rapper. Her name's Rod Digger. And this is one of her songs, and she called herself Dirty Harriet, as in Harriet Tubman. And Harriet Tubman said, I would have saved so many more if they only knew that they were slaves. And that's a mentality. You know what I'm saying? That's a mentality. So we have to break the chains off of our mindset. It has nothing to do with the physical chains that are binding us. We have to break the chains that are on our mind. I love you, Joni, for doing this. I love your heartbeats.
We love you more. You ain't done yet. You got one last question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is the question we ask everybody, and you kind of almost alluded to it. But if you had to leave us with one jewel, what is your jewel that you leaving us with?
Your jewel from me to you is, every day you need to get up and look yourself in the mirror and say, I can, I will, I must. Do that every day.
Whew. Fire. Yes. Thank you so much, Miss Antoynica. Thank you.
My pleasure.
We
Anytime.
appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you so much for this wonderful conversation.
No problem.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Didn't I tell y'all she was bringing the heat? Didn't I tell y'all she was bringing the heat, y'all? Miss Antoynica is definitely one of the faves, yo. Yes, I can, I will, I must. And I know some of y'all are a little too young to know who Rod Digger is, but y'all know who Busta Rhymes is. So if you find Busta Rhymes, then you'll find Rod Digger not too far. All right, so look, y'all, 2 minutes. We'll be right back, right at 11 with Miss Money Mo. Make sure y'all slide in her DM, y'all. Make sure that y'all connecting and doing a networking thing, because this is what this is about. Yes, classroom culture. No, thank you for being here. And y'all make sure y'all show classroom culture all the love, y'all. I love it when it's somebody's first time joining us for a success session. Show her all the love. All right, we be right back in like 30 seconds or so with Miss Money Mo, y'all. Be right back, y'all. Miss Money Mo about to come on here. And y'all know she always got something good for us. We on this countdown though. Um, Chaos Smoothies, yes, it was definitely some unanswered questions. I don't think it was a lot though, because a lot of the questions she answered just like in her commentary, in her conversation. So if somebody has something burning, I would definitely just hit her up with it. But I think we good. Miss Money Mo,
Hey,
what's up? How you doing?
good. How are you?
Good.
Good. Well, all right. So I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm good. My computer won't turn on, but I'm good.
Whole entire mess.
What's up?
Chaos Smoothies, no, we good, because I think most of the questions that we didn't get to, she kind of answered. So if anybody has anything that's like burning, then y'all can just go ahead and DM her. But I think we good though. Dang, Miss Money Mo, yo, the devil always working.
Like when I tell you this thing will not turn on, I'm like, what is going on? So it's fine. It's really okay because that's why we have multiple devices.
So what you got us on the booth?
I have AT&T. Thank you.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah.
Yo, them and these tumbleweeds, yo. I just cannot.
Isn't it crazy? It's crazy. It's crazy. And the person that's getting on with me today, going, that's the last thing that we talked about when we were talking about what we're going to talk about today. He was like, you going to have the tumbleweeds though? And I was like, this is
Yo, but where's the Jilly from Philly table with the little candle and everything? Oh, all right.
just can't let me live.
Y'all just be a whole mess. Let's see who we got. I hope this man connection is not in the ghetto, because we always have a problem, yo.
We talked for like a while and he should be good. Like it didn't go out or anything like that. We should be all right.
All right. Naeem.
I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I'm just saying it didn't happen.
What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Good. Are we ever going to get some video, or it's going to make your phone cut out?
Oh my God.
I ain't gonna do that. I'm kind of yeah.
Yes.
Yay! How you doing? Good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
This our genius, y'all. Y'all don't know. This is our genius.
Now, I'm not
Miss
really used to being on the video at all, but I'm doing the best I can.
No, you good. Yeah, we need you to be on the video. We gotta see who we talking to.
Yeah. But the reason why I'm here today because I want to show the preview of the app. If the Hearties don't know, it's the HeartSmiles app, and that's my purpose of being on the success session today. So the reason why I created the app, not only for me and not for one of the reasons I love, but I only do it because not only to make profit, but to make the best out of it and support people. Even though I'm only like a digital creator, so yeah.
That is awesome. I'm excited. Thank you, Miss Money Mo, for putting this together.
Of course, listen, it was all him. He wanted to come and show y'all, what progress he was making and also talk about like getting feedback and all of that stuff. So it's all him. The only thing I'm going to contribute is our opening question. So unless you have a question that you want to open up with, I have one, but do you have one?
You could actually go because I actually just asked moments ago, but years ago.
Okay. So would you rather lose the ability to walk or lose the ability to see? beautiful. Why you gotta roll your eyes?
I didn't roll my eyes.
No, not you. Not you, Naeem. Not you, Naeem.
Alright, but I'd rather not walk because I'm kind of a lazy person. So what I rather I kind of rather not walk because it's like you don't really have to do anything. Communication is key. If you Communication is the main source of keeping things going, especially for a lazy person that don't like to get up in the morning. So like you don't have to move and do anything. Body is necessary. So that's why wouldn't walk and able to walk and stuff.
Okay. Okay. Um, Miss Joni.
This is so hard. This is crazy. I mean, I guess if it was happening like right now, I would probably pick the not see only because like I have a lot of good memories and I feel like your mind could kind of, help you create whatever world that you want to see. But I think it would be harder for me to not be mobile, like not being able to do for myself and all that. So I need to be able to walk.
Okay. Fair enough.
Oh my god, come on, come on. You know, oh man.
What you mean?
No, I'm talking about Miss Jody because she was copying what I was doing. Like I was doing this, but that's she was doing the same thing. I'm just my own person, man.
Ain't nobody copying off of you, Naeem. Yo, you crazy.
That is that's
Miss
funny.
Morgan, should I present it?
No, can I answer the question, please? Do you mind?
Oh my god.
That's what you get when you get these ghetto kids on here.
No, I just want to get you the truth, man. I apologize. Please go.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. I would prefer, I think I would prefer not to walk. Um because I don't know, I just feel like life would be more difficult for me if I couldn't see. Like I could work around not being able to walk because I could find other ways to be mobile. But like if I can't see, then that means like I can't see the stuff in front of me. I can't see like my computer. My computer is like my lifeline in just general lately. So I won't be able to see that. I won't be able to see the things that I haven't seen yet. I mean, I had memories, but I want to create like more. So I want to be able to see those and see people and interact with people. So I think I could work around not being able to walk. That's just me. But yeah. Okay, Naeem. I don't know if anybody answered, so I feel like you can proceed. Huh?
Okay. All right. So right now I'm
Answer.
a showcase. Excuse me. You were saying something?
Ms. Mo has said nobody answered the question, but John did answer the question. He said not walk. He said he's anxious without knowing what's going on around him. And Miss Antoynica, y'all, shout out to Miss Antoynica, y'all. She on here, show her all the love. She said, I need my eyes and ears. I'll make it happen without my limbs. Just don't take my mind.
Oh man. All right. Ms. Morgan.
Oh, sorry. I'm also like a paranoid human being, so I need my eyes. And I said I agree with Miss Antonica and Miss and John. So yeah, that's all I said. Naeem, go ahead.
Oh, I can present.
Yeah, whenever you're
All right,
ready.
cool. I'm gonna still have my face on, so yeah. Okay. So this is the so welcome to the HeartSmiles app, and this is the main menu where you launch into the app itself. So we got 5 sections, right? When you watch in the app itself, we have 5 sections. We got who we are, mentors to entrepreneurs, content, and gallery events. So the first one you'll see is the who we are section. Let's go to that. Mind you, this is the picture that I got from the website itself. And this is not, and I did not present this my own self. This is from the website too. So this section is mainly talking about the what was the main purpose, was the motivation, and a mission of creating the Heart Smells, how it was created, when it was founded. So I just did my a little research of it. So it says HeartSmiles was founded in 2015 by West Baltimore native Joni Hollifield herself with a mission to provide exceptional enrichment and leadership development opportunities to youth in Baltimore's most underserved communities. We place our young people directly at the intersection of access and opportunity, helping them to achieve success on their own terms. That what that stuck out to me. I did not know it and know anything about this, and it bring inspiration because like a lot of people don't really have the privilege to help other people when they couldn't help themselves. So this so it's really inspired me how Joni just built a whole not a whole foundation that not just for herself but for all the youth and for the people that's willing to do whatever it takes by any means necessary. So we're going to so now our second session is the mentors and entrepreneurs. It's still in progress. It don't have a lot of stuff. So we're gonna go all in the stuff. So we got Dr. Mo, we got Exclusive Apparel, we got Cam, we got Mr. JB, we got Mr. Lou, we got Miss Emma, we got Miss England, we got Miss Jen, we got Miss Joni, we got Miss Caitlin, we got Miss Morgan, we got Miss Mo, Mr. Mo, Sushima, Miss Trina, myself, and Lamar. I'm gonna put some more on here, but once again, it's not done. It's still in progress. So I'm gonna start the ones that has description first. So we have Exclusive Apparel, which is the owner from Q, and this is the description that came from myself from the little background of her business, of the entrepreneurship and stuff. So the description says, my name is Q. I'm 17 years old. I'm the owner of the clothing brand Exclusive Apparel. Exclusive Apparel is a streetwear slash luxury brand. I'm starting off with t-shirts, sweatshirts, and hoodies, which is the streetwear. And when I'm satisfied with my sewing skills, I will start doing made from scratch pieces, which is where the luxury parts come in. Get in contact with this person on Instagram at Exclusive Apparel or choose Exclusive to the apparel son within various of styles to order. This business right here, it's got some good various of styles. Somebody get at her. It's I like it because it's really the only thing that just stuck out to me was like even when you doing entrepreneurship, it's just not about making money or trying to do business. It's doing what you love, doing it from the heart. It don't matter what it is. And I just like how what she said, streetwear plus luxury brand. It don't have to be very known luxury brands. It can be your own luxury brand. It's it could be in your own various of luxury brands for streetwear, and that's what I like. So that's what's my favorite part of the description. But yeah, a reminder again, get that exclusive apparel or see-through exclusive if you want to get your various styles of t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, and etc. Alright, we go to the next one. We got Cameron Moses, which is the owner of KR Smoothies. Alright. Cameron Cameron Moses, the 6-year-old, is not only an entrepreneur, but the creator of Carol Smoothies. Carol Smoothies is a business established February 1st, 2018 by Carrie Moses at age 14. Carrie Moses sells smoothies to the community of Baltimore City and spreads eagerness with joy and happiness. Get in contact with this person at Carol Smoothies or at Cameron Ready to order the smoothies and is fulfilled with a sweet sensation. Um, so this person sells. So I prefer you get smoothies from this person because it's not only comes with like joy and happiness. It comes like it provides good vitamins and very healthy stuff. I could have got in more detail in that, but I don't. But I just want to let it play. I just want to let it. The play is rolled by itself. Yeah, but if you want to get the smoothies, just get in contact with Carol Smoothies and show her y'all with the smoothies. It's it's going. It's not. It's good. Just just get in contact if you want and trust me, it's a good opportunity and privilege. Sorry for serving. So we got Miss Joni herself, the founder of HeartSmiles, and I had to include her too um because someone is the owner of something, it doesn't mean that the person can't be included because that's the person that brought the foundation together with all youth and with people that want to be entrepreneurs. Not only entrepreneurs but creators. So the description says the founder and creator of HeartSmiles MD, which is Maryland, which is established 2015, and our mission was to provide exceptional enrichment and leadership development opportunities or privileges to our youth in Baltimore's most underserved communities at all times by any means necessary. This is the statement was spoken by Joni Hollisfield herself. We place our young people directly at the intersection of assets and opportunities, helping them to achieve success on their own terms. I really love it because because when you're young and you really want to start a business and you want it like a job or an internship, but at the same time you want to create something your own. You don't want to be told what to do. You could do things at your own time, whatever you want to do it. Same thing with example with KR Smoothies, exclusive apparel, and much more. Entrepreneurs like them, it comes with time management and free time. And the free time and it could be your main motivation. But at the same time, you're gonna want to put on the hard work and value. So that's what stuck out to me the most. So we have Miss Caitlin, and this is description coming from myself. So I'm not the one. I did not create this one. So the description, quote unquote, Caitlin Harper is a former high school teacher who is now getting a PhD in nutrition. She is passionate about helping young people succeed academically and loves talk about all things that have to do with health, food, and exercise. And yeah, yeah, um, and it's and I like to see people. I like to see people not only be high school teachers, but like to do more things at once because people really want to know more than about going to school. They want to know about career rise. So this what I like about Miss Caitlin. Before I move on, do anyone have questions and concerns? If do, you feel free to ask.
Yeah, Naeem, you got a few questions. Um, so let me make sure that I start at the first one. I hope this is the first one. And Ms. Joni, correct me if I'm wrong. John said, "What made you inspired to create the app?"
What made me inspired to create the app was of my experience because I had a summer job for it and it taught me the simple ways of not only creating apps and games but creating your it just only inspired me by what I do or what I want to do and it was from that specific summer job and it teach me how to how to make my own businesses and put my own business on the map. So that's what inspired me to do. Even though I'm not an entrepreneur yet or have entrepreneurship. I'm just a digital creator myself. So that's what inspired me to do it.
Thanks, Naeem. John also asked, um, did you use another app as a template or a guide to create the app?
Um, okay, so the whole thing is not a template, but most of the stuff, if you see like the color scheme, you see the color scheme and the buttons, that's that's the template itself. But like me putting the images in the description, that's not the template.
Got you, got you. So I guess as a follow-up to that, can you talk about why you and I don't know if this is on here already, but why you chose this particular platform to create the app? So like I think it's called, well, I don't remember what it's called, but can you talk about
I
like,
remember
yeah.
the reason why I chose App Machine because it's it's very simple and easy. You don't have like to sit there for hours and type and do code commands and it takes days. It takes time. But when you do App Machine, you can all you could it just help you could just add content to your stuff and you don't have to type anything. You don't have to type a command just to make it appear. So that's why I chose App Machine. And App Machine is one of the best so far. But the reason and how I got App Machine that it was a person who owned the business and he was showcasing how he used apps with App Machine and how he get it published on Google Play and put an app store themselves.
Cool. Um, let me see. So do you want to continue to go through the app a little bit more and then answer the rest of the questions, or you want to answer all of them right now?
I'm gonna just go through the rest because I think people won't want to see more content. So
Okay, so we'll take a pause and then we'll pick up with the questions, okay?
okay.
All right.
So yeah, the once again, discarded if some of the stuff don't appear. But most of the mentors I put in here, I don't have background information from, and it will get in here soon. It's a possible, and I'll do my best. So so we got the Wavy Way, which is from Lamar himself. So this description was established from Lamar himself, and his business card named the Wavy Way. The quote unquote the Wavy Way was created in May of 2020. It's more than just a hair brand. It was created to highlight the benefits of self-care and the benefits of using natural products instead of relying on the companies that put things in their products that they wouldn't put in their own hair. I want quote unquote the Wavy Way to be quote unquote the only way. My products are designed for all hair types. Get in contact with this person on Instagram at wavy.mart or the Wavy Way to order bonnets, do-rags, and much more. I like this a lot because I like I this is excellent because because you know when hair businesses they don't really introduce this, their business like the way as Lamar's is of like I like the quote when he like or the little sentence he said I want the way to be the only way, which is all at one, and then and he has varieties of bonnets, do rags, and much more, and it's really worth of selling more than just have products because sometimes it's never going to be enough, and people just want to keep asking for more and more and more. So, so, so this is so this is what has had to be displayed from Lamar himself, or the business card the Wavy Way from Lamar, and yeah, that's it, and myself on here as well, and I had to introduce myself. I'm not an entrepreneur yet, but yeah. So this is me. How I'm not married. I'm 15. I'm going to high school. I'm the official creator of the HeartSmiles MD or Maryland app. My main interest is engineering. Also, my goals are to do networking, coding, IT, etc. I did back robotics for 2 years at Cherry Hill Elementary / Middle School. I want to showcase my experience of doing engineering and more. Things I know about engineering, the first things that come to mind is design and process. Also conflict and solutions at cause. If you have any questions or concerns, you can contact or Instagram at Crazy Dawn. My email is adam924 at gmail.com and my phone number is 410-870-8480. And I hope you enjoy this app along the way. And this is not for only people that's on the app. I mean everyone. I hope everyone enjoys once this to get published because I want people to be happy of my work and other people's work. So it could be more than a foundation, like it's an empire. So the third section is the contact. So we got the phone. We're going to start with the phone number first. So it has okay. The phone number we have is 44. If you want, if the only call this number, if you only want to, if you need, if you need to report or bugs or some, if you think something is wrong with the app, only contact this number by any means necessary. Only if it is appropriate. And the website, you can check out the HeartSmiles website if you want to get a quick tour and things and like that. And this is the HeartSmiles email. Don't worry about the HeartSmiles. If I know it says Twitter because it's it's the app itself. It don't provide Instagram sections and stuff. So I lay I enabled the little description just in case if people wondering, oh, why HeartSmiles don't have a Twitter page, or why I I just I just showed the Instagram page. So it says HeartSmiles MD or Maryland does not have a Twitter page, but you can connect at them on Instagram at HeartSmiles MD. So if you guys want to wear Twitter, they don't. I don't believe HeartSmiles will have Twitter. They have Instagram and maybe Facebook. I don't know. I may be wrong, but correct me if I'm wrong. And and the fourth thing we have is the gallery. So we got various of pictures from the previous and the present. So we have so we got various of pictures and old ones. And I got this from the website because it wasn't nothing else I could get the photos from. The only reason why I have the gallery because like people that want the app, they want to see who's in it or what they've done in the past. People want to see their progress. So that's why I have the gallery. Now I didn't have the gallery just to show off or to do it for unnecessary reasons. I only doing it because just to introduce the customers what HeartSmiles actually is. So we so this is the special part right here, the event. We got Winning Wednesdays, we got Focus Fridays, we got Thriving Thursdays, and Success Sessions Daily on YouTube. So we got Winning Wednesdays, and it's from 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. If I'm not mistaken. Mistake once again. Correct me if I make a mistake. So Winning Wednesdays is the event being held placed on a YouTube live stream from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. by joining Holyfield, where you have the privilege to tune in successful stories with special guest speakers or mentors. We would like to have them like yourself being an entrepreneur. They always get to share your thoughts about the topic itself as well. Tune in from 6 o'clock from 7 o'clock p.m. on Wednesdays at the YouTube live stream. This is the link to that YouTube channel if you want to tune in. Don't forget. So we got Focus Fridays on Instagram at HeartSmiles. Join us every Friday on Instagram Live at 7 p.m. for real conversations about real issues impacting our youth. Friday is when we focus. The time, if you're wondering how you're going to get there and when you're supposed to get there, the time and location is in the description. Every Friday at 7 p.m. on Instagram Live at HeartSmiles MD. Every Friday at 7 p.m., we get our youth and conversations around leadership, entrepreneurship, and all things success live on Instagram. Follow us on Follow us and join the conversation at HeartSmiles MD. This event lasts from 7 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Enjoy. Thriving Thursdays from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Every Thursday, teens and young adults are welcome to join us for. By the way, don't worry about the home cooked meal because that's old. I'll change that in the I'll change that in the food. And tools to help you level up in life. This event lasts from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Enjoy. You can check out our Thriving Thursdays live streams here at the link. That's the link in the description. So you don't have to go on all on YouTube to search. It's going to be right here immediately. Finally, but not least, Success Sessions Daily on YouTube Live from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. 10 a, no, okay. I gotta change to AM. I don't know why. So we got, so this is the mentors that's usually doing success sessions. So I'm gonna start things first. From 10 you have Miss Simone, and 11 you have someone like, six examples just now, like Dr. Mo or Dr. Monique, if I'm not, if I'm correct. And 12 we have Miss Morgan, and one where we take a break, and we have Miss Caitlin academic session at 2 o'clock from to 3 p.m. So that's the whole rundown of the success sessions, and Miss Joni herself is the host. So our description is like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and encourage you to do the same. Interested in being a guest speaker, click the button below to begin the process. This event lasts from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Enjoy. You can check out our latest Success Sessions live streams here at the YouTube link once again. And and so I want so I want to know you guys' reactions, questions, or concerns, or answers. If you have any questions, concerns, just let me know anyway. I don't care if it's like, if just be honest at least. Just share your thoughts. I'm willing to answer. I'm willing to give positive feedback too. So yeah.
Thank you, Naeem, for walking us through the what we have so far. So you do have questions and you do have comments and feedbacks. So let's stop sharing the screen and get your face back up here, and we can talk through everything. Okay. Well, that's my face. Wait a minute.
All right.
Okay. I'll pause though. Miss Joni, did you want to say anything tonight?
Yo, I want to say you are the bomb, Naeem. Like, yo, eighth grade, yo, and this is the type of stuff you doing. Like, you are destined for so much greatness. Like, and this is just the beginning. Like, I'm just so proud of you. And I ain't even gonna lie, when you told me you was gonna do it, I know you was really gonna do it. And sir, you did it. Like, this is amazing. Like, yo, like you really put some hard work and effort into this. And I appreciate it because it shows, like it really does show that you took your time to represent us right. And I just appreciate you even caring enough to do something like this for us. Thank you.
No problem. Marvel's here, willing to do anything, whatever it takes.
All right. So we're gonna get into the rest of the questions. Um Lene said, will any of these entrepreneurs be able to update what they will be doing or are doing within the community? Like, is there like an app update?
Yes. So if they want if they want to update, they were able to get access, like as developers, to the app, so they can change it themselves. So I don't have to keep running back and forth and asking them and pressure them. They can, like, if they want to change something, I can just give them the link and they can have the access to change them themselves. Like you have the same thing for yourself, Ms. Morgan, and stuff like that. How you help me with the something name. So that's how they can update it themselves.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Miss Antoynica, she's still rocking with us. She has a few questions for you. So she said, and this might be an everybody question, but how do other youth get their business on the app? Why should the potential customer support the business? And what makes your product service different from competitors? So the first question is, how do other youth get their business on the app?
Okay, so the way, so it's various of ways how they can get on it, how I can get in contact with them. I either find them or they can find me, or someone can actually get in contact with some of the entrepreneurs, because I don't really know every single entrepreneur that is that's in the HeartSmiles program. So I'm not really done, but I'm going to get rest of the stuff in as soon as it's possible, and I promise. So, and what was the second question?
She said, why should the potential customer support the businesses? And I believe she's just asking like, why should customers support the businesses that we're showcasing? And I feel like you talked about that every time you talked about some of the businesses, but if you want to offer any more answers to that, you can.
I believe the customers should support the businesses, cause not cause every cause every business has a purpose and has potential. A business, yeah, every business has a purpose. And what if you don't have nothing to consume for yourself? You you might have to need these businesses. They don't have to be known, but they can at least to, to show what they can offer and bring to the table, and you can bring to the table too. Because, like I said once again, every business has a purpose, not just a gift, and a purpose too, a purpose and a gift.
Thanks, Naeem. Um, let me see. All right. So she asked, what makes your product or service different from competitors? Um, yeah. So I don't, however you want to answer that question. I'm not sure if that is, I don't know where that's directed to. That's what I'm.
Yeah, no. So
Uh,
Naeem, what she's asking is, will there be a space for the entrepreneurs, the youth entrepreneurs, to put like their why in like the description? Like, what are their goals? What are they trying to accomplish? And like, how will this help them? But she means like in the description piece.
so well, wait. So she's wondering. I apologize. Can you explain again? I'm so sorry. It's, I apologize. Can you
No,
explain
you
again,
good.
please?
I think you already got it in mind because you said that they can update it as they want, right? So, really
Of
just
course.
can they update it talking about why they started their business, what's the goal of their business and that type of
Mhm.
stuff. Yeah, yeah. So you pretty much kind of answered it.
Yeah, you're all good, Naeem. Thank you. Um, and then
But sorry.
go
Sorry.
ahead.
So if they want, like, they're gonna have to reach out to me and get, and if they wanted the data themselves, they're gonna have to let me know so I can get that email and I can send it to them, and they will be the only ones that access it to their own stuff.
Cool. Sounds good. Isis had the same kind of question as far as like how do you update the app? So you already answered that. She also asked what platform is it available on, or will it be available on? Shit.
Once the app get published, it will be established on Play Store and as Google Play Store and App Store itself. So it will be on two platforms, but this platform is curated from App Machine. So so the app created thing is from Machine, but once it gets done, and it will be published on Google Play and App Store. but it would have to take a few days to for the actually get published.
Got you. Okay, thank you. Lene said more of a tech thing. How will it calm down when the app crashes or certain things stop working? Will it only be you fixing it? And she's offering to be a part of the team if you would like.
I would like some help. I would definitely like some help. I can't do this all alone.
All right,
If
Lene.
if you can help, you can you got privilege. You got your privilege right now. You can help.
I keep hitting the thing and it tells me, okay, it's fine. It's okay. Lene is on the app development team, y'all. So y'all heard it here first. Hold her accountable. Hold her and Naeem accountable. So thank you, Lene, for offering to help out. And maybe y'all could figure out the answers to those questions because I surely don't know. Miss Antoynica, you just getting a lot of love, honestly. People are like, oh, this is so dope. Oh, this is great. This is really hard. So yeah, Bree saying like this is really hard. John is saying it's so dope. Miss Antoynica said you're an entrepreneur. You created something of value that others are using and benefiting from. I agree. And Miss Joni, do you want to talk about what you said after that? Because I just want you to say something about it.
Oh, I was just asking, do you think it might be a way for me to be able to get the jewels on this app? So like when I'm doing like my jewels, like people can set up their own alerts. Like say they don't want to get the jewels at 6 o'clock in the morning. They might want to get them at 8 o'clock. They can set up an alert every day, 8 o'clock, boom, whatever jewel I posted come to their phone.
Sorry, what did you ask me a question?
Yeah, I was asking, do you think it might be possible in the future to do something to where as though I could get the jewels on the app? So like say like if people wanted to set up an alert, because like if I post a jewel at 6 o'clock in the morning, they might not want it at 6 o'clock in the morning. They might want it at 8. So like can somebody set up an alert to say, all right, at 8 o'clock, that's when they get their jewel?
Oh, so if say like when I showed you the success session, I could just type in if you want to get your jewels and whatever, I'm gonna just type in at 8 o'clock. It's gonna be in the subscription. That's not gonna be not like no alarm type. I'm just gonna type in the description so people can know when to get the jewel and when to get to hear the jewel. Like basically observing it.
Okay, I love that. And we are also in the process of starting our first HeartSmiles chapter that's like not here in Baltimore. So we're working with this school in Texas that wants to start a HeartSmiles chapter. And just looking at this, I'm thinking like, do you think it would be possible as we expand and have different chapters, could they get their own like HeartSmiles app? So theirs would be HeartSmiles TX.
Sure. Just if they wanted to get created, you could just tell them to reach at me and I can do it for them. But I'm just gonna need like a whole bunch of stuff from them, and we could go on from there. We could expand to the fullest. I'm willing to do it.
Thank you, Naeem. And look, make sure you got your price tag on this because other people gonna want it. When they ask me how much, I need to let them know he start at 1,500.
Yep.
All right.
Free is not an answer. Free is not an answer at all.
All right.
But no, Naeem, you really like people really like what they are seeing so far, like for real, for real. Like I wish you could see all the comments about I mean I read some of them, but I probably didn't read all of them. So it's gonna be really good. Did I skip any
I'll
questions?
read it.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh my bad. I'll read it after I get off the Zoom call. I'll read the comments. Cause like I'm more focused on the Zoom call than looking at the comments. Cause I can't always do two things at one time.
We got you. We got you. Um, what was I gonna? Oh, did I skip any questions or comments, Miss? Well, did I skip any questions, Miss Joni, that you could see?
Kane was asking, could you upload every day? I don't know if she was talking about the jewels or what, but just like your general thought with the app, like would somebody be able to upload to it every day?
Like is wait, so okay, so so you said if someone wants a jewel, can can they get it displayed on the app? That's what you're saying, right?
Well, could it be uploaded like will we be able to upload content every day?
I'm like you can, but I'm like if somebody like if you wanted to see someone's jewel, like I could just use like a URL or the link so you could see it for yourself, or I could just maybe upload a video if someone's doing a jewel, something similar to that. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
No
Yeah,
problem.
absolutely. Um, Ms. Joni, you have anything that you want to ask or need to say?
No, just thank you again. You did an amazing job. You were such a genius, and we appreciate you being part of the team.
No problem. It's a blessing, and I believe my main and I only joined to be honest. I only joined the HeartSmiles to get my myself away from people I don't really like to associate with. Because if I can't associate with people that's not willing to do the same, to accomplish things with me on the journey as well. But I can't be down a low level. I gotta get high as I can.
Absolutely. All right, Naeem, we're gonna wrap up for today because we pretty much we there as far as time. So we're gonna wrap it up. Um, I'm gonna give my jewel. It's very simple. Just be confident. And I think Naeem knows maybe why I chose that particular one because of the conversation that we had this morning, but also just be confident in your abilities and know your value and what you bring to the table. Um, that's it for me. What's your jewel, Naeem?
Um, my jewel may be different from yours, but my jewel is quantity and over quality. The reason why I said that because hard work and value and dedication is more than looks or appearance or style. Because if you lack style or appearance or perspective to find who you are, you're a weakness from that person themselves. Because you maybe feel like you don't have a purpose, but God gave each human being a gift and a purpose, and to use that for necessary things and reasons, and never really just just strive just strive for the highest you can. You don't gotta go over the top. You just strive for the highest you can to your potential to the point where you can keep doing it constantly.
Thank you, Naeem. All right, y'all. We wrapping it up. Thank you again, Naeem, for coming on here, for showing us your face. I got so excited. I was like, yes. And for
I'm not used to showing my face. I only did it because I want to know. People want to know my face, even though I kind of look different from the Instagram posts I did. So yeah, I got bushy hair. It ain't really, yeah.
That's okay. Listen, we all going through it, and these businesses is closed and stuff. It's all good. You all right? Okay, we out. We out of here.
Hey, see y'all. Thank y'all so much for this great session. Thank you, Naeem. Thank you, Miss Money Mo. Hey, y'all know who called me, y'all. My man's Dan. If y'all was on Thriving Thursdays last week, then y'all already know. Dan, say hi to the people.
Hey, how y'all doing, everybody?
Man, Dan said he working on his plan. What's your plan real quick, Dan?
Oh man, my plan is a big structure organization to get everybody to realize that young people are being subject to gun violence and drug violence. And then I just want to get everybody to take a recorded pledge that no women, no kids, you innocent, you live, and WAK, no more women and kids. Every 98 seconds of sexual assault is reported, and 2,900 kids die every year to gun violence that are just simply innocent. So I think I want to encourage the city to become pro-black and realize a lot of things that's going on in our streets. Once the approach that the criminal justice system is done with, we still have a general part to do on our end, which is the violence, the gun violence, and the drug violence. So if we become pro-black, no more women and kids. We can at least educate our streets, you know what I mean, to doing things for kids and women.
Wow, Dan. And for y'all who don't know, Dan is in a state prison right now, still working on what he can do when he get out. Dan, I love that, y'all. No women, no kids. And you know what? That's something that we talk about a lot too, with just all this chaos in our streets. Like back in the day, it was a code. Like you wasn't shooting up no innocent people. Like you wasn't killing innocent people. Like you was getting your target. And it's like now they just wilding. They wilding. Too many innocent lives are being lost.
My approach is really towards the drug down, poverty stricken streets. We're going to go to the reference community, 10 more on the night, all the flags, the bandanas, all that type of stuff. I'm just trying to get people to pledge. No women, no kids. We can get a lot of people to actually organize and construct a foundation and actually have like a heritage that everybody touches that. Women do not get sexually assaulted because that's about black sisters. They stand through, they give us our kids. And we do not want to be subjecting innocent people to bleeding and tragedies because that's not normal. So please, if we can just push this movement and WAK, no more women and kids. That's really what I want to do. And I got this idea from my 13-year-old beloved friend Ayana Watkins, who was shot down in cold blood at 13 years old. She was shot 6 times for something she didn't have nothing to do with. So I just want to change because Ayana changed it. I want to change for Ayana.
That is powerful, Dan. That is powerful. I love it, man. Thank you so much for your commitment. I mean, even though you're going through something right now, I appreciate you for not letting that stop you. Always, always. Hang on 1 second, Dan. Let me close them out real quick. Dang, y'all. I'm so sorry that y'all couldn't hear. I don't know why y'all can't hear, but he was basically saying he wants to start a movement of no women, no kids. And it's going to be basically because he feels like there needs to be more street etiquette. Not to say that it's right. We already know that, you know, it's not right. But at least if we can start there to be able to say, look, no innocent people should be getting hurt in this crossfire. So he's in prison, y'all. So he got a little bit of time. So you know, we we praying that all things go right when his trial comes up, and that he'll be out hopefully next year. So we'll see about that. But I think that's it for today, y'all. I think yeah, we got an early day, so y'all got plenty of time to be productive. People who are on the Youth Works Project, I'll see y'all at 2 o'clock. People who are joining us for Thriving Thursdays, I'll see y'all tonight at 6 o'clock. And everybody else, listen, you already know what it is, yo. Tell a friend to tell a friend, yo. You want to be successful? This is where you start, man. You want to learn, you want to grow? This is where you start. You want to be connected to other success-minded youth and adults, caring adults, yo, this is where you start. And like Cam say, you want to stop being a broke bum? This is where you start, yo. Success sessions, yo. We had a great day today. I'll see y'all tomorrow, 10 a.m., yo. Success sessions. See y'all.